Welcome.
Welcome to another episode of Unhealthy and Unstable. Trevon, stop doing it. You make me paranoid when you keep doing that, man. I don't miss a beat. Stop. You're going to make me feel like I'm going crazy here. I stare at the screen and I'm like, Trevon's going to look up at me at any moment. I'm like, I got this. Welcome to another episode of Unhealthy and Unstable. Oh, man. This is going to be a fun episode. I can tell already. Trevon's just, the chaos is beginning. This is going to be a super fun episode. We actually have a special guest, new friend to the Unhealthy and Unstable podcast. Juwaan, go ahead and introduce our guest for today.
Yeah, this is RJ, my coworker. He's actually become a very close friend of mine, and he wanted to join and want to talk some geek shit with us. Looking forward to hearing his opinions on something that I have no doubt he has no idea about. So I'm very excited to hear about it.
Thank you for the warm welcome, everyone. Appreciate
it.
Yeah. RJ, we believe you know a lot about all this stuff.
I look forward.
We'll see.
Joel has no middle ground. That's the problem. Joel knows everything, and we all know some things. It's like, there's no middle ground.
No, you're not wrong.
Everything.
He says that, but then manages to correct us on everything because he knows everything, right? No, but obviously you guys know my co-host Trevon and Joel. What's up, guys?
Hey, happy to be here. Should be fun.
Yep.
I literally just watched Acolyte.
Didn't you guys do like a watch party yesterday? What do you mean you just now watched it?
I just watched it. I
watched it last night, but even though I was kind of dry, I forgot about it. I watched it around 10:30. So like,
was there not a watch party?
No, there was no watch party.
Okay, because I was invited to one that I didn't go to.
No.
I was told that there was one.
No one said anything to us.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know what you're talking about. But I have some people to talk to after this. I know that.
I'm gonna edit that out. There was no watch party. Sorry, I spoke. I don't even have witty banter for today. I'm gonna go right into some topic here to save face. Damn. Can I just snitch now? It was AJ. It was AJ. He told me.
I was gonna say it was AJ, but no, we didn't hear anything.
Okay. Right. I mean, I didn't go. No,
I didn't expect you to, but again, I didn't. I forgot about it for the fact that people were talking about it already by 10:30. I was like, fuck yeah, that did start. Yeah, I gotta watch that.
All right, so we can go ahead and establish AJ won't text me after today. That's gonna suck. All right. No, I do have some witty banter for today. I did see, looks like an old geek of the Collider days. Looks like there was some discourse started on the name of Perry Nemiroff. I do want to talk about it, not that issue, but I want to talk about the issue in a larger scale.
Wait, what's happening with her?
No, Perry didn't do anything. It was
the actor.
It was a nerd. It was a nerd from Collider that's like 800 years old.
Formerly
that gatekeeps.
He's actually part of Collider now, but
no, he's not.
He's on John's show. It's Robert Meyer Burnett.
Oh, Robert Burnett. Oh, okay.
He's a very vocal man.
Very much like I can't remember the Star Wars guy. Not Star Wars guy, but the fan that can't remember his name. But anyway, Star Wars Theory. There you go, Theory. They both very much believe if you work on anything Star Wars, you should know it inside now. You should love every ounce of it like they do.
Mm-hmm.
And the actor that plays York, is it Yord? No, Yord. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ashley's gonna kill
I'm just gonna know these new characters. I don't know.
Anyway, he was speaking about how much he loves Star Wars and he loves the fact that Anakin was doing certain things. He misspoke. It was Vader, not Anakin, even though it's semantics. It's the same person. Right?
Oh, not too much on Charlie Burnett. No, not too much. I
love him. I'm not. I don't have any problem with
that. You said Robert Burnett said something?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's a paid actor. To me, you get paid to do a job.
Star or something like that.
You get paid to do a job. to me, I don't have any issues with that. I know people were saying like the writers and directors should love it as much as we do. I don't agree with that. To me, I do believe that if you're going to take on something, you should take on something because you want to do it, not because it's a paycheck, not because the studio's coming after you because you're a hot name. You should be doing it because you love it. When you get a situation of someone doing something they don't love because it's a paycheck, you get certain things like The Last Jedi. I'm throwing it out there. It's just an example. You get something like that, you know? But I do think we need to, as a Star Wars community, the gatekeeping has to stop. It really does. I mean, look how you guys made, what was her name? Moses Ingram feel. I mean, she's just playing a character, and you guys are making her feel like she came in and ruined Star Wars, you know? But all Rian Johnson had to do was make Knives Out. We just forget The Last Jedi happened, right? So I'm like, let's just be fair, you know? It's not that serious. These people don't know Star Wars the way that we do. They don't really care to. They're paid to do a job, right? And that's it for them. And to me, that's where we should leave it. The gatekeeping has just become really annoying in Star Wars. Like, we just got out of the toxic DC fandom that we were in, right? I thought there was going to be
for now.
right. Trevon's already thinking of ways to start the next world war in DC.
I mean, I'm just wondering about the Charlie Burnett thing. Could it be something else, like he just said about Moses Ingram, how she got attacked?
It could, yes. It could. I know you love to go there, Trevon, but I'm
just saying, it's a prominent black character.
It could.
But it's definitely more of a nerd attack, unfortunately.
I will say
Perry
this.
got straddled there because he mentioned Perry saying that she should have corrected him, even though.
Why would she do
that's
that?
Why I said Perry didn't. That's why I said Perry didn't do anything wrong. It was just they felt the need to attack Perry. First of all, let me just say this. No matter what Perry Nemiroff does, she shouted our company's name out on Collider. She's always good in my book. I don't care, right? I don't care. She could say that Jenna Ortega was Princess Leia, and I wouldn't correct her. That girl is good in my book. I do not care. But no, all jokes aside, I just wanted to bring that up because I do think we're in a great time to be geeks, right? Let's not ruin it by stupid things like, oh, they didn't correct Anakin to Darth Vader. Okay, you know what the difference was, so who cares, right? Like, it's just as simple as that. So I just wanted to say, do better, guys. Really, do better, man. It's a golden era we're living in, right? We remember the days where we had Spider-Man on the lunchbox, we got made fun of, stuff like that. The world has completely changed, right? Let's not go backwards. Let's not make it uncool. Okay? So let's just enjoy what you enjoy and understand that you probably love it more so than the average person. Leave it at that. Okay? I think that's fair. I think we can all agree on that. Right?
I guess.
Valid points.
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Yeah, you guessed, Joel?
Yeah.
You said what?
Yeah, I guess.
You said you guessed, Joel?
I guess. He's asked me if I said I guess. I did say I guess.
Oh,
I guess so. Yeah.
That's hilarious. But yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up because, like I said, it's a great time and we can have great conversations and have fun, but there's no need to gatekeep, no need to make people feel isolated. Okay. So
he's also very known for being very well, especially about Star Trek. He's a bigger Trekkie than anything else, and I think he hates everything Star Trek. That's not the original Star Trek. Well, so the fact that he got vocal about Star Wars he's a big nerd.
Again, I don't even like to say that because we're big nerds and we don't act like that. So
yeah, but it's like he's a vocal.
The gatekeeper.
Yeah.
He's a gatekeeper
about it.
Don't attach nerd with gatekeeping.
My biggest issue with what he was saying earlier was the fact that he didn't again. I liked the show so far. It's only been 2 episodes, but he's saying that it misunderstands everything Star Wars is about. Like, it takes place 100 years before the prequels. It's a whole different type of story. It's not the original. It's not like it's playing off of the original trilogy. So for me, it's like it's not trying to be the same thing. It's trying to do something different. I don't know
what it is, Joel.
Why do you have to like compare the two?
You know what it is? I had a conversation about this today. there are people that grew up with George Lucas, only know George Lucas. They know somewhat of the books, the animation. They know George Lucas. George Lucas is their Bible, right?
Right.
I'm learning George Lucas for them is like me and you reading Batman comics. We read Batman comics. He does not kill. There's no guns. There's none of that crazy shit, right? Then you go to people that only know the live action movies, where it seems like all he does is kill, right? And it's like trying to convince them that Batman doesn't kill is really difficult when they keep seeing things of where he's killing. He'll shoot guns and shit. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I know that these movies, not all of them have that, but some people come into fandom in different mediums, right? And different mediums do different things. So I think people need to let go of the idea that this is the world George Lucas built. Guess what? He doesn't own it anymore. Yes, I personally respect and love everything George Lucas, everything he set up. I would have loved to have seen what he was going to do with the next set of trilogy movies he was going to do before he sold Star Wars. But I'm sorry. I'm just like, I don't know George Lucas, so I'm not giving him, you know what I'm saying, my all in the sense of not accepting anything new. And I think Burnett and Theory and guys like that, they're just diehard Lucas guys. And if it's not what Lucas built or what Lucas is okay with, they don't like it. And again, I'm speaking for them because I would never speak to them because it's just
there should be Lucas Theory then. Shut up.
Right, exactly, right. So, like I said, it's just I want to make sure we understand as a community that there is a difference between being nerds, geeks, and then gatekeepers. And guys like those are gatekeepers. They don't deserve the title of nerds and geeks. That's what we are, and we're accepting to all. We disagree all the time, all the time, usually with each other, more so than anyone else, right? So it's like that's what this fandom is about. I know, Trevon. That's what this fandom is about, right? It's about us having differences, but at the end of the day, realizing we all love the same stuff, right? We love Star Wars. There's no separation of Star Wars. It's just Star Wars. Right. So for me, I just wanted to put that out there. Perry, we support you. You're good with us always, you know. And Burnett, Theory, guys, just do better. Just do better.
They won't.
I personally have them blocked. There are only 4 people I have blocked. One, I will never say her name. Campia, Burnett, and Theory. They're all blocked from every possible medium I follow.
You only got 4?
That's it.
Wow.
I don't use social media enough to have more.
I have hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yeah, no. The problem is, Trevon, is I just, you know, like when Twitter asks you, like, oh, do you want to just mute this person?
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, I follow too many of you guys that follow people that might follow them, so it trickles down. So I had to completely block it, mute it, everything, right? I don't block people usually. I'm not on social media enough to block it.
I block more words than people.
That's interesting.
I do both.
That's for spoilers, right?
Sometimes I just don't want to hear their weird hashtags anymore because I know I see the hashtag. It's just bad things are coming.
Oh, like when Trevon does Pink Friday.
I don't want to see certain people talking.
Nikki.
So I do block certain words. Yeah. Certain names.
I blocked the word Pink Friday.
That's good for you. I'm happy for you.
I just wanted to mess with you, Trevon.
I had that one Juwaan song going for you with Drake.
Shut up. All right, enough. All right, we're moving on. Jesus, you always take it too far. Leave Drake alone. All right, we're gonna get into the first topic. All right, so we got some casting news today. James Gunn. Oh, wait, no, hold on. I have that completely messed up in there. I'm going to just read it. James Gunn, Superman, at Saturday Night Live actor Beck Bennett. Beck Bennett apparently will play Daily Planet blowhard Steve Lombard in Superman.
Correct.
I'll say correct like you thought I was going to get it wrong.
I'm just going to let you know, like, I just knew we were going to lead into the Star Wars show, so I had that ready. You did this to me.
I told you, don't ever assume. I never know.
We were talking about it already, so I just assumed.
No. I'm sitting here scrambling. Yeah, so I don't know how many times I have to tell you. My brain is scrambled. Don't try to make sense of my brain. It's useless. RJ, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this cast? It's a pretty small casting, but obviously it's going to be a big comical role or comedic role for the movie.
It's not bad. The likeness isn't terrible, and I honestly trust Gunn more than I have some goodwill for Gunn from the Suicide Squad movie, especially. Like, he was great in Guardians of the Galaxy, but I really enjoyed the most recent Suicide Squad. I thought that did really well with casting. So until I have the most faith in the DC universe since the Nolan DC films as of right now.
Oh wow! So you're saying even the Snyderverse that turned into whatever that turned to, and then headed to
whatever that turned into. No, this is I have not been this excited for a DC film since like The Dark Knight Rises.
Jesus,
interesting. And are you saying you were a fan of The Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed The Dark Knight Rises and The Dark Knight, Batman Begins. I enjoyed some of the DC films, but my take on the DC films was that Snyder was trying to almost emulate Nolan in like a dark, broody sort of tone when it came to like Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
And then it almost felt like as it was going on that they kept trying to almost marvelize what they were doing with their movies as it went on, but they were just too many steps behind that. I think a queer reset is going to be good, and I think they made the best selection that they could have with Gunn.
Yeah, I completely agree there. Two things. One, we will definitely have you back to talk about Dark Knight Rises. I gotta know what you liked. I need.
You don't like that one?
It made decisions, is what I'm saying.
It made decisions. Come on, they had like Big Ben get blown up by like a bomb. That's fun.
It made decisions that I remember sitting there in the theater just going, all right, man, okay. This is the last movie.
I'll rewatch it and I'll talk to you about that. 100%.
I promise that will be a specific episode where we just talk the Nolan trilogy. That we have
love that. Absolutely love that.
I'll definitely get with Joel. You will be back for that for sure. Second thing is, I think the biggest problem. I really do like this casting. I do often watch Saturday Night Live. I never was a big Saturday Night Live fan. I was a Mad TV guy. So my vision of humor was just different than what Saturday Night Live was putting out. But I do know Beck. I can't wait for it to see what he brings, because that character is usually like the jock kind of guy. That character in the comics. So I wonder how they're gonna kind of go about it. Is it gonna be like super comic or comical? Or is there going to be some seriousness to the role a little bit? Second thing I want to say real quick before I pass this to you, Joel, is to your point, RJ, I think the biggest issue with the start of that Snyder universe was there was never a clear direction. And when the first movie not the first movie, when BVS didn't hit, they thought they needed to be Marvel rather than just doubling down and saying, because remember, they started as, we're going to be different. We're going to be darker. Marvel is all happy, sunshine, rainbows. We're going to be super dark, right? Mm-hmm. So it was like, just stay there then, right? Like, just stay there, but just make movies better. But stay in that formula. And they immediately tried to pivot from it, and then they became something that was unrecognizable from the movies we had just gotten, right? I
think that a big part of that also could have been the tragedy that Snyder had with the filming of Justice League, because they hired I forget the name of the director Whedon. Thank you, Josh Whedon, to do the recuts, and then that completely changed the tone of that film and how the universe went after that, because you look at the Snyder cut and it's like, okay, this is trying to be more dark and more serious and bring that tone, but then after that they're just like, all right, I guess we're going into more of a jokey Marvel-esque universe.
Right. Yeah. And it did not work. Shout out to DJV. The Dark Knight Rises is a movie. It's part of the trilogy.
I saw that. That made you laugh.
That is usually how I define that movie.
I can't wait to talk about that.
Joel, this I consider this pretty much a home run of a casting. What are your thoughts on this casting?
It's a casting. I mean, funny enough, there was rumors that he was possibly playing Steve Lombard a couple days ago, or maybe 2 days ago. They found him. He took a picture with the group, and he had the mustache. So everyone just assumed, oh, this guy's going to probably be Steve Lombard, and that's exactly what happens. 2 days later, the trades come out, and it's exactly who he's playing. So yeah, I mean, it works. I don't know him that well. I guess I didn't watch SNL at the time when he was active.
He played Joe Biden a lot.
7 years. It's crazy. But the weird thing is he looks familiar, but I can't peg him from anywhere specifically. So it might have been SNL where I saw him.
He's on that.
I just don't remember him. But he has a very familiar face. But again, in terms of casting, I'm like, why not? We can pull it up. Why not? I don't know him very well in terms of all the other acting roles that he has had. Mm-hmm. But this is more of a supporting character, very probably low-end supporting character, part of the Daily Planet that's around. Already now you have 5 now characters from the Daily Planet. So this is pretty cool to see another supporting character. I expect to see maybe one more. So I like that they're fleshing out his universe because it needs it. It's the first Superman movie in a while, so why not?
Yeah, and explore the Daily Planet a lot more. I want to live in there a lot more.
I wonder what this Daily Planet is, considering how news works these days.
That is very true. That is very true. I mean, because we always think about how the Daily Bugle just doesn't work today, right? Like Spider-Man can't be. I mean, not Spider-Man.
Different.
Peter can't be a photographer for the Daily, Bugle in today's landscape. So I love how they made J. Jonah Jameson a podcast. He's a podcast, right? Yeah. So I thought that was genius, right? So it's going to be very interesting. I mean, because newspapers do still exist.
They do.
They're just nowhere near as prominent as they were however many years ago. I think once cell phones really got heightened with technology, it was kind of just
everything's allowed. I mean, there's so many newspapers and stuff like that. It's just not obviously paper. Then it's just not the same. So that's what I mean. I wonder what is the Daily Planet in this world.
That is definitely going to be fun to see what James does with that. We know it's going to be great.
Hope so.
Trevon, what are your thoughts on this casting?
Like I said, I have no idea who this character is, but I mean, apparently he's gonna be comedic. That's very funny. So I have seen him on SNL quite a bit. So cool.
Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah, that's really it. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. We're gonna talk a little Venom, because that was
Venom. Knock knock, let the devil in.
Yeah, that was. You know what's so crazy? It's every Venom trailer. It's frustrating because you look at it and you're just like, I shouldn't like you as much as I do. You're just so incomplete, right? You're incomplete. Mm-hmm. And you keep rubbing it in my face how incomplete you are, and you don't care. But it's when you get to the trailer and he turns the horse into a Venom horse. It's so cool. I love this. Why?
I don't love this.
No, we're gonna get to that. But hold on. Actually, before we get to this, put up just the poster, the Venom movie poster.
I want to get right to this.
We'll get right to that, because that was the thing that stuck out the most. But no, I just want to talk overall thoughts on the trailer before we dive into that, because that's gonna be a conversation to have. I really did enjoy this trailer. I have to be honest. I don't like that they're involving his home world and I still can't get Null. I don't like that at all. I'm like, if we couldn't get Null in the MCU, why couldn't we just get him here? What is the issue? Why not? If his home planet's coming, why can't I get Null? That would have been super cool. To see Venom versus Null, that would have been awesome. See him get the wings and everything, that would have been so cool. But it looks great. And if this is the ending, I'll tell you this, Trevon, as I pass this to you, you know it's going to be the most entertaining thing of this Venom movie? I can tell you it's not the movie. It's going to be when Amy Pascal does media. When she talks, to hear her say a million things that Kevin's going to have to come out the next day and say, I don't know any of what the fuck she's talking about, guys. Because you know the first thing Amy's going to say is, yeah, this is the last movie, but not the last time you'll see this Venom, right? Like, alluding to him being in the MCU. And Kevin's going to have to come out and go, she's drinking again, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I've told her 30 times. He's not in my movies. Enough, right? So that's what I'm looking forward to the most is promo for this movie.
But not even 5 minutes he was in it.
Right. I can't wait for Amy to just say things that just are not
now
true.
She's trying to retcon it. What the fuck, man?
I'm calling it, guys. The tagline of the first interview with Amy will be, mark my words, this will not be the last time you see Tom Hardy as Venom. And we will all take that as, I guess, the MCU, right? Like, I mean, you didn't build anything here in the Sonyverse to necessarily bring Secret him back Wars, to, right?
So, Secret Wars, right?
yeah, it's gonna be. Oh, God, it's gonna be weekly. We're gonna have to come in here and talk about Amy.
That's if he survives, Juwaan. He might die. That's teasing that.
You know? Right.
He'll show up in the next Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. He might die. Yeah. The best death Venom had is when Kevin killed him. Kevin said, "Gone, you. Be gone.
Be gone.
Back to Sony hell." But Trevon, your overall thoughts on this trailer?
I think it looks fun, action packed. I mean, I like the Venom movies. They're not the my favorite thing to watch, but they're a lot of fun. All the Spider-Man movies
review.
They're just these Spider-Man adjacent movies that they're doing here are very creative.
What, you're telling me you didn't love Madam Web?
Oh, God.
I actually didn't hate that movie. It was some terrible parts in it, yes, but I still did not hate that. I didn't hate it. I was like, okay, I get what they're trying to do here. They're doing as much as they can without crossing the line. That's what they were trying to do in that movie. And I was like, I appreciate them trying. I appreciate it.
Or just don't make the movie. If you had to jump through that many hurdles, just don't make the movie.
What they gave us was not worth.
Things they did was cute.
Making.
It's trying to mention stuff. I was okay. That's cute. I don't know. Like Morbius, I feel like I've liked the most until that post-credit scene.
Both of them bad.
Out of this world or whatever they got over here. I don't know. This looks fun. They're gonna have that banter going like they always do. It's following up based on him mentioning his home world in the last one. Look, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. It's gonna be fun, and it said it's the last dance. So let's go with that.
Just want to remind this Venom movie. The last time we heard The Last Dance, a man won a championship. So you got a very high bar. You got a very high bar, Venom.
I knew the MJ comments were coming. I knew it.
RJ, I'll pass it to you. What were your thoughts on this trailer?
All right. So I enjoyed the first minute of it when, he's like, say when, and he picks them up and he just noms their head. I was like, all right, that's fun. And then it's like, oh, the people from his planet are coming. I was like, oh Lord, how are they gonna and there's all these meteors. I'm like, how is this not gonna be theoretically like a Spider-Man 3 situation where they have too many villains? And just something that in general concerns me in terms of the theoretical quality of the film is that this, who is it? It's Kelly Marcel. This is her first directing.
Oh, okay.
So because of that, she did write the original. She did screenplays or assisted with them at a minimum for the first 2 Venom films. Mm-hmm. So she's always familiar with the material. But a first-time director in general, like, who knows? She could be great, but also there could be theoretical issues with, some learning curve that comes to that.
I'll say this to that. Luckily for her, this isn't really a franchise that thrives on being a good movie, right? So it's like
can't mess it up
there's
too
not
badly.
really much damage, right? There's not
the
much
bar
damage
isn't that high.
Right. There's not much damage you could do. No, but I mean, I definitely will say this. I think more so than the last 2 movies, Tom Hardy was very hands-on. So I think whether this movie is good or bad, I think you can rest assured that Tom Hardy felt as though this was the best film they could put out. So for me, this is less of a X-Men Origins Wolverine situation and more so of a, as long as you're better than the last movie you put out, you'll be good.
So,
you'll be totally
in your opinion, what's the better representation of Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool?
I rewatched X-Men Origins the other day, and I kept watching it trying to convince myself it's not that bad. It just got worse per scene. Like, every scene managed to get worse. It's so like, oh, man. Talk about decisions made, right? Like, it's crazy.
I have a funny little trivia. The film before Venom that Kelly wrote a screenplay for was 50 Shades of Grey. So that was her film, going into Venom.
Oh,
a lot of crossover there.
I was about to say, I can't wait.
I can see it.
I can see Eddie and Venom getting pretty intimate. I can
a lot
see
of
that.
bondage.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Him be treating her like a child, just putting her Venom macaroni movie in the MCU fridge to show that he's proud. He ain't putting it with the other good stuff.
Not gonna be putting up with it, no.
Yeah, you know it's gonna become real interesting. At some point, Kevin's gonna tell her, like, "Hey, look, I tried to make this work, but you gotta stop. Like, you just have to stop."
You know, she can't wait to talk about this. This is in the multiverse.
That's why I'm telling you, I can't wait till she does media. She's just gonna start saying shit.
It could be true though. Like, she could say.
Here's the problem, Trevon. Here's the problem.
Hey,
you ready for this? The problem with everything Amy ever says is that we've seen it disproven. Every time she makes a big disclaimer, we see. Remember, it was the whole Venom's in the MCU. That movie ended with Venom being punted. I mean, punted out of the MCU.
He was in it.
Not really. No.
I'm not taking it away from him. We're not taking it away from her.
We 100% are taking that away from her. That's a lie.
Juwaan, the first trivia on this new Venom film on their IMDb page is Tom Holland said he and Amy had discussed him potentially reprising his role as Spider-Man in future Venom sequels.
Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. That's all you need to know.
That was 10 years ago. It gotta be. That's 10 years ago.
It could be 30 years ago, Trevon. The point is, every time she speaks, every time she speaks, it is very much Kevin going, what can I do to just make this go away? Okay, Venom was there, had a drink, and then I punted him 50 million light years into. And then he did also see Spider-Man
on the TV as well. In his world.
We watched this trailer, and now we question everything.
Yeah, we do. So, Joel, your first thoughts on this trailer?
Well, the trailer itself was fine, I guess. I don't look for much when it comes to these movies. So I just want something to look fun. There were some cool scenes. Some cool action scenes, like the symbiote horse I look forward to seeing. The Xeno, Fagi, whatever those fucking creatures that come from his planet. I'm looking forward to seeing if it's just them or something else coming for him. That's the stuff that interests me. Like, well, what is it? He's on the run from the government, it looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest question mark, I'm assuming everybody that watched the trailer had was what the fuck is going on in the bar that he apparently disappeared from, right? We saw him blink out, right? We saw him glow and disappear from the MCU because that's where he was apparently. We left the little symbiote thing. That's how it left for us, right? And then to have this character, whoever Chiwetel Ejiofor's character is, that guy, he's in the same bar now with the same bartender who looks really perplexed at what's going on and befuddled. And it looks like he's taking the symbiote piece, but that's not the same universe, right? Like, I swear to God, like, unless there's something missing. Like, so now this is very confusing to me. So this is either being retconned, or they're going to forget it ever happened, and we'll never see this scene ever in the movie.
You want to know what makes this scene even more interesting, Joel?
What?
Is that if he's taking the symbiote off of that counter, this scene is mere moments after he leaves that bar. Not hours, not minutes, moments. Because you would assume that symbiote either attached to somebody within the next few minutes after it jumped off of him.
Maybe the bartender.
Or it's not still on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be gone. Whether it moved or latched on to someone. So that means if he was able to come here and because that's literally the exact spot where it jumped off the table, right? I mean, where it jumped off of Eddie onto the counter there. So if he's like, trying to trap it, that means this movie coincides with the end of No Way Home.
So that's one of my things. Is this just the same bar in a different universe? But then, are you telling me that piece of symbiote did the same?
You're trying to make sense out of a nonsensical situation.
That's the problem. It's the same bartender, but his hair is different from the scene.
Yeah, his hair is down. It's not.
And the background is different from the area where
it looks like he's on the other side of the bar now. That's what it looks like to me. But like again, it does look different from what we remember. Actually, we can Trevon, if you could try to get that scene where like Eddie disappears, so we do a side by side.
Just look up Venom bar scene, and you should be able.
Yeah, it's there. We just need a picture of Eddie disappearing and then his background, and then compare it, see if it looks.
His background is like green with like some poached animals.
I would also say we shouldn't put too much stock in the background.
In the continuity.
No. Only because it's like when you get a different director, they kind of want things to look a little different. But the point is, they're trying to tell you it's the same spot. You know what I'm saying?
That's my problem. You can't do that then. Yes. Then it becomes a thing where you don't give a fuck about continuity. You're just doing whatever you want.
I mean, did we not see the end credit scene in Morbius?
I totally get that. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like this one scene in the trailer annoyed me enough to me, like to bring my excitement down for the movie. Just seeing that.
I will say, to Joel's point, Trevon texts us, right? And he goes, go ahead, Trevon.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like the same place.
Yeah, but the bartender's wearing the same outfit. He's just got his hair up in a ponytail.
Let's see behind the bartender, see if it looks the same behind the bartender. No, it doesn't look the same behind the bar. So that's what I mean. It could be a same bar.
Pause it here, Trevon. So let me say this, because we're looking into the bar a little too hard. Let's say this. They showed that bartender enough to get you to remember the end credit scene in No Way Home. Yeah. So regardless of it being a different bar, a different universe, they knew that diehard fans would recognize the bar and the bartender, right? So clearly they want you to connect dots. The question only is, why do you want me to connect dots? When the last time we saw this guy, he was leaving that universe where that moment happened. Why are you trying to make us go back to that is the only question. But I'll say this, Joel. We can connect the dots of every quote-unquote scooper that's been claiming Amy and Kevin have been arguing about Spider-Man 4. Is it grounded? Is it multiversal? It now is 100% confirmed. That is a legit argument they're having. Whether it's been resolved, who knows? But there's no way this scene is in this Venom movie, and you're not telling me that you're not trying to connect it to the next time we see Spider-Man. It's just very hard to believe that.
Interesting theory I just thought about is this could be quite literally the last scene of the film or an end credit thing or whatever, and they just are like, oh, this is back into Tom Holland's MCU universe, and we're gonna have a different Venom. And because like I don't know if it doesn't make sense for them to have any reference of the MCU during the actual film. Like, are they making it multiversal?
Yeah, well, remember, Venom did tell Eddie, multiverse is a thing we are familiar with. That's not something that's uncommon.
My headcanon is going to be, until I am proven otherwise, that this is the same bar in a different universe. Well, now Eddie's universe. That's
no one, and guess what? No one can argue that because dealing with Sony, it very much could be left or right.
The only way I can make sense of it.
For me, I'm going the most nonsensical route. Of this is supposed to connect to Spider-Man 4, and this is the connect. This is the start of that connection.
If that's the case, I'd already know.
Yeah,
so good start.
I agree with that.
I mean,
we'll see. We'll see.
Like I said, you know what? I could be more on a logical sense, like you, Joel, had Morbius in credit scene not happen. Once that happened, and knowing that was a Sony decision,
it was an end credit scene. That's why even though I don't like them, and they almost ruined the movie for the movie.
I get you.
It's crazy.
But what made that worse was that was a Sony decision. The director didn't even want that. So the fact that Sony was trying to make that Tom Holland universe squeeze itself into their Sony universe lets me know that this has been their end game. They've been trying to find a way to wiggle in and
they didn't have to show us for us to know that. Fair.
You're very right. But to the person that's not to the people that aren't as close to it as we are, they might see this scene and go, I do remember seeing this scene, right?
The people that don't know what we know won't even recognize who the fuck what's going on here. It won't matter to them.
Yeah, I did not remember the No Way Home end credit scene when I was watching this.
No one was gonna recognize that, and if he's in that universe, obviously that's not that actor's already been taken for the MCU. So it's like that's why for like first glance, for people that know what's going on, it's fucking like what is going on right now, because it's very confusing. But that's why for me, it's like I just for it to make sense, this has to be the same bar in a different. Like, because you remember at the end of Venom, he wakes up. He's in this shitty hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And he wakes and once he blinks, it's like it's nice now. You know what I mean? It's all very pretty, and then the TV, like a really flat screen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know, I don't care. I just want it to literally be the last dance, and I'll be fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, look, Trevon made a good point before. We saw Spider-Man on Eddie's TV in that Sony universe before he even disappeared into the MCU. So, and like I said, again, we want it to make sense, but they've already shown you that it's not going to make sense. They're going to force it.
No, they could have literally just not done this right here.
What do you mean, no, we didn't?
No, I'm talking. He didn't see Spider-Man before. He saw it after.
No, he saw him on the TV. Remember?
Yeah, after he wakes up, when he's like.
No, I'm saying, but he's still in his universe, though, right? Are you saying? Oh, so you're saying
once the room shifts?
That's when he's in the MCU. Spider-Man. He's in the MCU.
Oh, that's when he entered the MCU. Gotcha.
Yes. That's how it tells you that he's in the MCU, because he sees Spider-Man on TV.
Right. Gotcha.
And the last time we see Venom is obviously in the MCU being transported, as far as we thought, being transported back to his universe.
Right. Well, look. If you want to make sense of it, make sense of it. I'm just prepared for it now.
That's as much sense as I can make of it. If it's not that,
okay, whatever.
That makes sense.
Honestly, all I think about now is Joy. So in the Midnight Suns game, we know those creatures that like split into two when you're fighting. Are they Venom things? Like those? Yeah. Like those things that are in this Venom movie. Those creatures.
I don't think they're symbiote.
It looked like it. They look weird.
They do. But they were there before you get to play with Venom, right? Or no?
I don't think so.
Because they're very annoying to fight against. Yes.
Yes, they are.
But no, I don't remember. But there are symbiotes in general are very much a thing, especially in the comic books. Like they showed this guy from the end of Venom 2, the detective.
Yeah,
he's in the trailer too.
Mm-hmm. It looks like he's transforming.
Right, and look, if that character becomes Toxin, I don't know if he's going to be Toxin in the movie. That's another villain to worry about in this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This movie is intriguing because there's a lot of question marks, but it's also frustrating because this one scene is like, what are you trying to say to me?
Yeah. It's only going to make it worse by the time we actually hear news about Spider-Man 4.
I just want...
Is there a
Spider-Man 4... If Spider-Man 4 news comes out and it's anything multiversal or anything like that, we know exactly what we're in for. If it's grounded, then we can say, okay, we don't have to worry.
Yeah.
But if it's looking to go multiversal,
ass, it really is. Because like, why would you hit so big with the No Way Home? You don't want to double down and do the same thing. You're gonna water it down. You need to go back to basics and go back up again. That's how you should do. You know?
Well, I mean, it depends, because if you're saying that this movie is multiversal and all that you're doing is just bringing Venom in for us to get Spider-Man versus Venom, which apparently Kevin Feige has no interest in doing on his own.
I don't believe
to me, I'm like, you know what? At this point, do whatever. I mean, at this point, we have to keep Sony happy to keep Spider-Man in the MCU, and I want Miles, so... You know what? If they want to do Spider-Man versus Venom, and that's what Spider-Man 4 is, do it. I mean, it's not like it won't make money. These Venom movies aren't bad in the box office.
Or to
Tom Hardy's Venom.
Yeah, Tom Hardy's Venom.
Wait, say it again. I'm sorry.
If it's Spider-Man 4 is Spider-Man versus Venom, would you prefer it to be Tom Hardy's Venom or a new Venom?
It has to be Tom Hardy's villain, mainly because unless you're going to cast, unless you're going to cast up
the Last Dance,
unless you're going to cast up, I don't see why you waste a chance to do Tom Hardy versus Tom Holland. I just don't see why.
The Toms,
Battle of the Toms, right? Battle of the Toms. I don't like I said, unless you're going to cast someone better or not better, a bigger name than Tom Hardy to be your Venom. And again, is he going to be your Venom for just one-off? Is he going to be your Venom going forward? I don't see Venom being a part of the MCU past the
multiverse. Take him away.
They bring in Tom Cruise.
Bring him back to the MCU. It's just fucking hard.
They bring in Tom Cruise or Tom Hanks. We have to keep the
Tom Hanks villain would be awesome. I'd pay money to see that. I mean, look, like I said, it's a situation that does not make sense, but it doesn't make sense because we're trying to look forward, right?
Yeah.
If we're just sticking to what this movie is, what this movie is going to do, and then let the movie explain what the fuck this is.
That's always my base. Just let it tell me what it's going to do. I don't like to assume too much because I'll go crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you're already driving yourself crazy.
Oh yeah, that one scene drove me mad. I'm like, what is this?
Like I said, it's Sony. So I mean, like I said, once I saw that Morbius end credit scene, I just said, you guys aren't even trying anymore. You're just doing whatever, huh? All right, cool, whatever. All right.
What happened to that Craven movie? Is that still coming out?
Yep, in December.
After Venom.
December, Lord.
They put it in a month that it could not hold on to December, but it could definitely eat up all of January. So they're kind of trying to hedge their bet. Like, if no one sees it in December, we still got January. And it's not
the way movies are this year, I should be on demand on January.
No, the way movies are going, it should be on demand like the third week.
I mean, it's not the 13th. By the time January
comes, right. It'll be like the third week.
Sony comes out with their own streaming service, and that's the highlight.
That's the movie they launch it with.
Yeah, Craven the Hunter.
Yeah,
and then they sit back and wonder, no one subscribed. I don't get it. It's like, who wanted to see Craven?
What's funny is that they're scheduled to have another Sony Marvel movie next June.
Madam Web 2?
No, don't say that.
Trevon has anything to say about it. I want to make sure that's a full trilogy.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, guys.
Yeah. Unless it's like Beyond the Spider-Verse, I don't have any interest.
No.
I'm ready for maybe something to get purchased at this point.
So it can revert back to Marvel. That would be too good. That'd be too good.
We've been there.
That would be too good.
We've been there.
We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there Kevin wouldn't know what to do with himself. Like, I have all my babies back. I don't know what to do. I can tell you this: if Kevin gets the rights back to Spider-Man, you people that want this universe rebooted, you'll never get it. This universe will live another 30 years. Like, think about it. We're just about to get a Fantastic Four movie. Right? Forget the possibility of a trilogy, then what you could do beyond that, and we don't even have X-Men yet. Like, this is at least going another 15 years, guys. Like, let it go. And let Kevin introduce Miles.
Yeah.
Wrap it up, guys. Wrap it up. We're here for a long time. But no, I mean, like I said, these movies always get me. They're entertaining enough. I just really hope if this is the quote-unquote last dance, I would like to see a fight with whatever these enemies are versus Venom and She-Venom. I want to see them fight. They keep teasing her like she'll be She-Venom, like catch a car, like to open the side of a wall, and it's like, all right, that's it. Like, no, I'd like to see her fight as She-Venom, right? So I'm like, that'd be really cool. Give us some dope stuff on the way out, you know? If this is how it's ending, just go balls to the wall. It's why when I look back at Spider-Man 3, I don't have anything negative to say. I'm like, that's how that franchise ended. Just do crazy shit. Who cares?
I love
Hobgoblin,
Spider-Man
do all
3.
kinds of crazy shit. Do whatever. Even though everyone always corrects me. It's New Goblin. Yeah, they were trying to do Hobgoblin.
It was terrible.
Do some new shit.
Yeah.
But no, whatever they choose to do, Sony, just at some point listen to the people that pay money to see these movies, and we're trying to tell you.
Just don't put this scene in the movie. It just act like it don't exist. Okay?
Yeah, pretend it never
I
happened.
wouldn't be able to do that. We've seen plenty of movies that put scenes in trailers that aren't in the actual movie.
If I watch this movie and this never happens, I'll be like, you motherfuckers.
This is such a stupid choice to put, like, to even do this scene.
To be fair, though, Trevon, we're saying that from the outside looking in. They could make it make sense in the movie.
No.
It doesn't. It just doesn't. He's already mortal. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Like I said, the only way it makes sense if it's the same bar in Venom's universe. The only.
How does that make sense?
But it's not.
Why?
It looks like this guy worked like a 4-hour shift, and then like he finally got off work.
But it's a different version of the same character. That's my
and what? The Venom symbiote's just chilling there, getting.
That's my only issue. Like, how does the symbiote come off again? Is my issue.
My issue is why don't you use the shot glass? It looks like it would be easier to catch that little Venom than that small tube he's using.
Unless
I'm assuming that's something that like pulls it up. I'm assuming there's some kind of like
that like sucks
science
it up.
It's a suction thing.
Yeah, some kind of science tool thingy.
Surface tension.
Yeah, it's a science tool. That's probably the best way to put it.
I'm just saying, I get where you guys are coming from. I'm just saying, I'm willing to give Sony the benefit of the doubt. If they keep this scene in,
giving them
but
I'm
what
giving
have
them
they
the doubt
done
that
to
it's
deserve the benefit of the doubt?
The fact that this will be the third Venom movie I pay money to see. That is the benefit
has
of
the last dance in the title.
The fact that I did not give up after they killed Carnage is their benefit of the doubt. I should have been left this franchise, but I didn't. So they will get my benefit of the doubt.
Woody Harrelson played Carnage, right?
Yeah.
That was a decision.
I did not dislike his Carnage. I just disliked that Carnage died. I thought that was just weird.
That was stupid. Like, yeah.
Like, you trying to force maximum Carnage in one movie? We just got introduced to who Carnage is. Like,
let there be Carnage. More like, let's get rid of Carnage.
Yeah, it was really weird. You know what it seemed like? It seemed like when Woody signed on, he was just like, "This is one movie, right? Okay, yeah, I'll do it." Like, that's what it felt like. Like, there was no way that they wanted to do more than that one movie. It was just weird. It was very weird.
That was a weird choice. Like, why would you kill Carnage? Whatever. Just end.
And look, up until him dying, I thought they were doing some really cool things with Carnage and Venom. And then he died, and I was just like, and then how he died was even weirder. I'm like, he ate him?
Yeah.
All right. They're really making a big deal about Venom eating people. I don't know.
Start the trailer off with that. I mean, it's his key character trait.
It's his calling card. I don't remember Venom being this hungry in the comics,
we're at a point where we're going to get a third symbiote villain, right? Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be kind of funny if Venom kills Tom Hardy's character by just biting his head off, and that's just how the movie ends.
And then Venom becomes his own self. Like,
Yeah.
he can just live amongst
Moves on
himself.
to the next.
He doesn't need a host.
He just hops on Tom Holland, and then he just swings back into the MCU.
He transports. It's annoying. I don't want to think about it. All right,
Let's move on. I want to talk about something crazy real quick because this very much intrigued me. We got a report that we will be getting a Hostel TV series from Eli Roth, and it will be starring Paul Giamatti. Now, this is interesting to me for one main reason. I will say this. If you have not seen Hostel, do not go see Hostel.
Yeah,
it is not a movie that is made for the weak. It is not a movie made for the weak. It is based off a true story. And it is very, very disturbing. Not human centipede disturbing, but like a tick below it. It's bad. But I'm really curious how you do a horror series like Hostel, especially with Eli Roth doing it, because it was uber violent. The movies. I'm like, what station do you get to sign off on this being a series? I don't really know, but where they sold me, Eli Roth. Love him. Paul Giamatti, love him. I'm there. That's really all you needed to tell me. I don't need any more details. I just hope they don't go darker than what the movies did. That was dark enough. That was just some shit I can't ever get out of my head. RJ, I'll start with you. Have you seen the Hostel movies, or are you looking forward to this series?
No, I know them. I know what they represent. I'm a big horror fan, but like I can handle gore. Yeah, it's fucked. It's a fucked up film, which which again I'm fine with that. I just love the image that was used for Paul Giamatti. That got me so bad. I mean, like, I low-key would genuinely enjoy it if they made it less serious and made it almost like a really dark comedy.
Eli
with
good.
Paul Giamatti, like that could be interesting.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I don't know if Eli would. I mean, even his comical horror movies are just very disturbing.
Yeah,
and it makes you feel weirder because like you're laughing at it. And you're like, oh, that was.
Yeah, why am I laughing?
Should I have laughed at that? that was sick. But yeah, look, it's like I said. If you have not seen it, please, I'm telling you, do not see it. This isn't me trying to. Play mind games. I'm just trying to save your soul.
I'm watching it right after.
Do not watch this movie.
That's my 11 to 1 a.m. right now.
Yeah, no, that'll definitely result in you not sleeping for a couple of days, and the fact that it's based on a true story.
I'm just not going to go to Europe.
Just don't go to Europe. Don't go to Europe.
You'll be all right.
Or actually, there are two stipulations. Don't be really hot and go to Europe. If you're ugly, I think you're fine. I don't really.
One of those I'm covered.
Oh fuck!
Not going to Europe.
If you're ugly, you're safe. You're good. Have you seen Hostel? You interested in this series at all? In this possible teaming of Eli and Paul?
I mean, I saw the first one. It is gross, but it's to be expected with Eli Roth. Am I interested? Like. That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it is gross, and I don't know if I could see a longer version of that.
Right.
Willingly. It really depends. If I hear it's good, I'll give it a shot. But I don't know if it's going to be one of those movies, those shows where I'm like, oh, I can't wait for Hostel to come out.
Yeah.
I didn't say about the movies. So.
Yeah, no. I can't wait for it, but I will say I did not expect to like Chucky, and I love it.
Chucky's gory as fuck,
It's
too.
really good.
So that's a show? That's a dark comedy.
Yeah, the show. The show is really good.
I have not seen it yet. I'm interested though.
Yeah, it's a continuation of all the movies, really.
Yeah,
all of them. Every Chucky movie ever made. It's a continuation.
Except for the Mark Hamill one, right?
Right. That was an Elseworld Chucky.
Yeah.
That was an Elseworld. No, only because any Chucky movie that you see that's not voiced by Dan by Mancini is not canon.
Yeah.
So the fact that was voiced by Mark Hamill, which was an interesting voice to go with, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
If it did well, that would have been very interesting to see what a franchise of a Mark Hamill voice Chucky would be. But I think for a lot of people, it was just Mancini is the guy, right? It's like that's just the guy. Trevon, I know you've not seen this movie. Excuse me. Do you even know what it's about?
You've mentioned it to me before, and I said
I have tried to get you to watch it.
Yeah, no.
Did.
No.
Skip it. Magic.
No.
Yeah, it's really dark and twisted. Let me ask you, what's the craziest horror movie you've ever seen? Like the darkest, goriest, scariest, whatever. What's the craziest horror movie you've ever seen?
I mean, scariest for me is Strangers. Goriest? I don't know.
Then don't see this movie. Yeah, we'll move on.
I mean, I guess maybe
no barometer.
Saw movies. I don't know.
Oh, the Saw.
Yeah, this is about the same as Saw. Yeah, it's just the same as Saw. It's not worse than
but the Saw movies are funny, a little bit.
Are they?
Like, I was laughing out loud with Saw X. I had the best time ever.
Yeah, that's when they stopped being good. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Stop it! That's when it started being amazing. Oh my! That was my favorite Saw movie. Oh my god! When he's just like with the little Mexican kids playing soccer, and then they're like, "Oh, guess he's part of a Saw trap now." I was like, "Yes, let's bring the children in here."
Saw is different, bro.
Saw is different. It definitely is not for the faint-hearted.
So
I can't wait until
Chucky
about first.
The original Hostels for you, Juwaan.
Yeah.
Since it came out in 2005,
is
it as bad on like a rewatch today, almost 20 years later? Like,
yes,
because there's so much that's come out that's messed up.
Only because Eli Roth, what he's done since the time he started directing is everything it feels real, right? Like there is no, like at least with Saw, it kind of felt like a little cartoony, like a tad bit cartoony. Eli Roth is very raw, like. If you can make it look real and disgusting, that's what Eli Roth goes for.
You ever watch Green Inferno?
That was disgusting, Joel. My dad had me watch that shit. That was insane.
That was wild.
He just sat you down. It was like we're watching this. What is that, the cannibal one?
Yeah, he did that with Green Inferno. He did that with Hostel. He did that with Saw. My dad's a guy. My dad's definitely an interesting guy.
Some of these.
My fiance is from Brazil, so maybe I'll sit her down to watch it and see how realistic it is.
Scary part is if she's like, I heard about this. It's like, oh my god, no way.
I'll ask her. She's definitely seen some fucked up shit in her town.
Oh man, yeah, this was oof. And just you know what? We'll say this to our audience, just to give you a glimpse of what we're referring to. There is a scene where someone's Achilles is peeled off, and then they force him to walk.
What is
That's
Aaron
the kind
Rodgers
of mind
there?
Eli Roth has. Just a heads up for you guys, in case you thought I was maybe joking. Trayvon, can I just go back to this for a second, Trayvon? You saying Strangers being the craziest horror movie you've ever seen is hilarious.
It's pretty funny. I'm sorry, it is.
No, that movie was scary in a sense, but we need to get you more scary movies in
you know how there's a new Strangers?
Yeah.
There's been 3.
I hate that it's called Chapter 1. It's the third movie.
Yeah. Nope. It's a reboot of the first movie you got.
I refuse to accept that as my reality.
I can tell you,
you're right.
It was almost a beat for beat from that first movie with what's her name?
So just a remake.
Yeah, Liv Tyler.
A reboot, so they can do them all over again.
Exactly, right? Because they messed up on the second one from that first one that they shouldn't have made.
Yeah, because the second one's not connected to the first one. It's just, another new strangers.
This is not a continuation. This is very much a reboot for a new audience, and it worked. It made a shit ton of not a shit ton, but it made more money than that movie should.
Right, it made more money than it would cost to make.
Right.
That's
they'll definitely be making a chapter 2 for sure.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be a reboot of the second Strangers movie.
That's the scene I remember. Oh my god, that was yeah, DJV. Yeah, that movie is crazy. All right, let's get off that into happier.
Moving on.
Moving on to Alien.
Yes. Speaking of which, Alien Romulus.
Now that's my favorite horror movie.
Alien.
I will say,
Alien.
Okay, RJ, you ready for me to upset you the way I upset Joel? You ready?
Do it. Love it.
Constant.
Which one?
Prometheus is my favorite of the aliens.
That's an incorrect opinion, man. That's just
I
wrong.
love Prometheus more than any of the other Alien movies.
More than Alien?
More than Alien.
More than Aliens?
Even more. Double it. I love it more. I just love it because it's so different. And you know what it is? You know what it is, RJ? I'll be 100% transparent here with you.
Yeah.
The reason why I hold that movie in such high regard is I did not know what that movie was going to be about. When you watch that trailer, it is very much not a we're doing aliens kind of feel, right?
Yeah.
It's not until you get a little like halfway through that movie, then they start using names that sound very familiar. And you're just like, wait a minute.
Did you like Alien Covenant?
No, I thought Alien Covenant moved in the wrong direction.
You weren't a fan of the flute playing scene?
Yeah,
the homoerotic flute playing?
No. No. I thought it moved in the opposite direction. See, okay, DJV, you bring up a good point. You fell asleep in that movie. I believe you fell asleep in that movie because that movie did not establish what it was until it was too late. People were uninterested. They didn't care. By the time you hit home with what that movie was really about, it was like the end of the movie. And most people were just like, that was horrible. But for me, I loved not knowing. And then when I found out, I was just like, well, that's an interesting way to start this universe. Okay.
Do you also have insomnia?
Just saying. I enjoyed it. I just wanted to be honest with you.
Look, I would say it's my third favorite Alien movie. I don't hate it in any means. I go Alien, Aliens, Prometheus, and then I hope Romulus is up there because my God, I love this trailer. I watched it. I'm like, please don't fuck this up. Oh my God. And I liked his work before, like Don't Breathe 2. Oh my God, what a bop that was.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. So
do you guys remember?
I'm so excited.
There was a world we lived in where people were thinking Alvarez might direct Batman. Remember that? When that was the time?
Fun.
That was the time.
My God.
But I will say this to your point, RJ. I love his mind. Alvarez, like he's really good with shit like this. That's why when I heard it, I was just like, if anyone can revive this, it'd be him. Because the last one that they did, where they tried to recreate the very first Alien movie, it just didn't work. It just didn't work. It didn't have the same heart. Didn't have the same anything. Really, it was just bad.
Which one was that one?
Yeah,
that was it was the third one. Remember with
3.
Yeah,
because you know who all men's place.
Yes, because you remember what the biggest name in that movie was at the time, right? It was the guy from Empire, Jesse Smollett. He was the biggest name, one of the biggest names headlining that movie. And I just remember, like, people were dying in the shower. Like, it was just really bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
What was it called?
Can I be honest about?
Was it Resurrections? Alien Resurrections or something like that?
I haven't seen Resurrection or 3 in full. I can't.
It's
stop
bad.
it partway through. It's so bad. It bothers me.
Alien Resurrection is a hate watch type of thing.
It's a hate watch. Oh, I can't quit you.
He's like, oh, why the fuck do you exist? But I'm enjoying it.
Why do you have a twin alien Sigourney Weaver?
It's weird. Movie.
Yeah, it was definitely making decisions for sure. But no, I really did enjoy the trailer. Like you said, RJ. And this, look, doing an Alien movie is really hard because a lot of people believe the first and second movie were perfection, right? Like it was the best you could do with that franchise. So it now becomes, okay, clearly for a lot of people, you'll never beat that, but how can you be on its level, right? If not trying to be better. And I believe having Fetty, I think is his name, right? No, not Freddy, right?
Fetty,
yeah.
Fetty,
I believe he is the guy to do it. And this looks great. This definitely looks great. It looks like it has its own identity. It looks really gory. It looks like it's a lot of alien killing in this, as opposed to the last couple we got. So,
am I wrong in thinking that this was originally supposed to be a series?
No, there's still going to be a series.
I'm about to say,
it's still going to be a series.
There is still going to be a series as well on top of this?
Yeah.
What is that called?
It doesn't have a name yet. It just has the showrunner, which is Noah.
Okay.
Noah, who did the show with
Noah. Some guy named Noah.
No, I can't think of his last name. You know, I'm not good with names. I can't think of his last name. Noah Hawley.
Okay.
Hawley. Okay.
Yeah.
My guy, Noah Hawley.
Last time we heard RJ, that was still very much moving forward with FX.
Okay.
So
we'll see.
I'm still definitely.
I mean, but I will say they've been talking about that series for years now. So like, that's not like maybe I'll tell you this, RJ. If this movie does great, maybe it stops becoming a thing. Maybe because I mean, it's been in development for forever.
Oh.
Because remember when Noah was supposed to do Doctor Doom, then Noah was supposed to do Alien. Like it's just been muddying around.
Yeah, people casted already. They started. So yeah, it's been going. So apparently it is coming out. It's just we'll have to wait to get more. It's supposed to be on FX, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And FX, by the way, has been doing a really great job. So shout out to FX.
Hell yeah,
they've been doing a really good job. Joel, what were your thoughts on this trailer?
I'm waiting for the Predators to come. That's my. That was a good trailer. Very, very good trailer. I think they're great villains, like the xenomorphs. They're good antagonists to a film because they're kind of creepy. You know, if you make them bleed, even that hurts you because they acid right. And stuff. Mm-hmm. They obviously spit at you. They're fast. They're strong. I don't even know if they can see. Can they even see? I don't see eyes. I don't know. It's weird.
They can see.
One mouth. The face huggers are even scarier in this trailer than I've ever seen them in my life. One of them was trying to face fuck somebody. It was insane. It was.
That's their signature.
Yeah, that's what they normally do. But I've never seen it like that. It was insane. I was like, wow, this is happening. No, it was a really good trailer. I really liked it. I can't wait. It's been a while since I've said this, but I'm looking forward to this Alien movie. I really want to see it.
Right.
And it comes out on my birthday. So cool.
Oh, happy birthday.
Man, we got a couple months. Relax.
That was one of my favorite Alien properties is that Alien Isolation game.
That looks
from
crazy.
2014.
Yeah.
And that game was able to capture the vibe of Alien 1. So I know it can be done because at least it was done via video game. So they have to be able to do it via film again.
Out there right now, right? Another Alien game coming out.
There's I think 2 more.
Oh, there's that VR one they just announced.
Yes.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. Like, woo.
Trevon, is there a possibility we could get you to see this movie?
Yes. Have you seen the first Alien film, Trevon?
No.
No. Is there any way we can get you to? I'm going to be honest with you, RJ. Once you said that, Trevon, stop blinking. Like I think something shut off. He said he's like, wait.
I saw that Prey movie. That was cool.
Prey what?
That was Predator.
But yeah.
Oh yes.
The Prey movie on Hulu. I like that.
Yeah. You know what's so funny about Predator movies is that I don't like when people compare it to Alien as far as being scary because Predator is an action movie. Alien is just pure horror, right? Like Predators are always just like Predator is like a monster Rambo. It's like really what Predator is, right?
I love it. Yeah.
So it's like there's nothing. I've never been scared watching a Predator movie, like ever. I'm always excited. I'm rooting for him. I'm like, yeah.
I'm always looking
rip
forward
his skull out through his throat.
That's why I like seeing them fight against each other. Predator, Alien vs. Predator was always fun. Even though the second one sucked, but I do like when they fight off against each other.
I will say, I asked for Alien versus Predator. I always wanted to see the idea of those two fight. Yeah. So when they did the second one, I was just like, I can't talk shit. However bad it is, I asked for this, right?
Yeah.
I'm the reason why this is here.
Right? I spoke it into existence. I can't complain now, right? It's just, gotta be here for the right.
Done differently, but fuck it, here we are.
So, Trevon, an interesting thing about at least the first two Alien films is the first one is like a horror thriller movie, but the second one is an action movie.
That's true.
Like it doesn't really have like that horror element. So if you don't want to watch the first one, you can always watch Aliens.
Oh, it becomes more action heavy towards the first one's definitely more like Jaws in space.
Yes. That's such a good description, Joel.
Yeah, it's just you don't see shit because it's all you're in your mind because it's all freaking. And eventually, when you get to the point where you see the alien, it's like holy shit. But, yeah.
In this Romulus trailer, when they were doing the like alien lettering from the like first movie, I was like, okay, I'm hooked. Like I'm there. Like reserve me a seat.
I will say, moving to this next topic, the reason why I appreciated things like that, RJ, is because that's exactly what Prey did. Prey did not it didn't disrespect the OG. It brought the OG in, right? Yeah. And it's what made it feel like we don't need these movies to be connected, and you don't need to see the originals to appreciate Prey. But it so makes it cooler, right? Yeah. It makes it so much cooler to have that little bit of information that you're like, oh, that's dope. So for me, what's a little confusing and a little bothersome is we're getting 2 sets of Predator movies. Apparently Prey 2 is still in the works, and we're getting, with Ellie Fanning, an actual Predator movie titled Badlands. I don't know why. Trevon, you could switch to the Prey slide. I don't know why we need both. I'm going to be honest with you.
I agree, yeah.
I thought Prey was so perfect, it should never be touched. Never be touched. Yeah. Remember, Joel, we kept saying, maybe do like an Age of Samurai, go different time periods.
That'd be so sick.
Try something else. We don't need to do a sequel to Prey.
Because to me, it's like you'll never capture the same magic as the first. The first one was, because remember, it was a low budget, right? It was under the radar. It was kind of one of those movies that's like, because remember, it was during the pandemic, so it came out on Hulu.
Yeah.
It wasn't in theaters. It was one of those movies that was like, if it doesn't work, no one's really going to put that much pressure on it. It's during the pandemic. No one really cares about movies, whatever. And it exceeded expectations, so good. Right? So for me, it's just like, I'd much rather you do whatever this Badlands movie is you want to do. Have fun with that.
I want to know
have
more
a blast.
That. What's that about?
Actually, do me a favor real quick, Joel. Check Deadline. See if Deadline has a little bit more about it. I only grabbed the headline. I didn't actually read past the
Badlands. It's called Badlands.
Badlands. It's with Ellie Fanning, and it's Dan Trachtenberg.
Trachtenberg, yeah.
But Trevon, I want to start with you. You loved Prey.
I did.
Do you think they should attempt to try to do a sequel? Is that something that you want?
It'd be cool to see her again. I don't know. I mean,
she was a badass.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it a lot. I mean, they could do stuff with it. I mean, there was only that one. I mean, it's possible it could be others or something else will happen. I mean, it's a possibility. Do you think it's going to be Predator, or you think they're going to try to bring Alien into it?
No. This is too far in the past. And they showcase in this movie that these predators yet aren't nearly as advanced as they would need to be to fight an alien. Because these, as this movie showed you, these predators are starting to kind of gain their stripes, right? They're learning. They're picking up on things. That's why I'm like, part of me is like a part 2 would be cool because you bring in a new predator who learned from the one that was killed before. and is now like, okay, I know kind of what these people are capable of. I know what to do. But then the other part of me is kind of like, how do you narratively pull that off to have her win again, right? It's like, you can't tell me all these Predators suck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you the first one, right? No way that there's just a village of these guys that can't beat this woman, right? So for me, that's when I'm like, move to a different timeline. Like, samurai would be cool, or you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that would be really awesome. Like a samurai fighting a predator would be so dope.
What if that's Badlands?
That could be. That very well could be. But then I don't need this. Is my
yeah.
I don't need both.
Because the director of Prey will be directing Badlands.
Yeah. Right.
Dan tracking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Which,
but I'm saying,
I mean,
I just don't need both. I'm fine with him doing Badlands and whatever that is. Just
it'll be, and apparently, if they actually do get to Prey 2, it'll be the first time a main character has returned to the series, because there's always a new main character. Mm-hmm. Even though Predators is one of my favorite regular Predator movies. Like, I loved Predators, where they just kidnapped all these. Like,
was that the one with Adrian Brody?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
I love Predators. Yeah, that's great. Because I just didn't expect it to be what it was, and I had a really good time with that movie, a lot. And I'm like, this was a fun idea. Could you bring them to your planet or a different area? Because usually they go to them. This time they took them and brought them to them, and they training.
They're like, bitch, we can't beat Danny Glover. Fuck this. We're bringing him here.
Danny Glover, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Amber Mid-Thunder. Can't be anybody.
Yeah, right.
Guys, terrible at your job.
I mean, RJ, like, how do you feel about this? Like, I mean, do we need them to try to do Prey 2?
No. I agree 100% in the sense that you should just do one. We don't need two Predator films. Additionally, if Prey 2 is not going to be by Dan, who directed the first one, it seems potentially a little cynical sometimes for me, looking at, is this going to be a passion project? Because that's how Prey felt. It felt like someone who really understood the material, respected the material.
That's a good idea.
And if they're just remaking or making a sequel because the first one did well, I just want the film to be made with love and care and attention to detail. So if it does that, I'm fine with it, but we will definitely see as more details come out as to what's going on with the film.
It's funny you say that, because that's what makes this even more confusing as I pass this to you, Joel, because you have Dan coming back to do something else with Predator. Why would you go backwards to still do other stuff while he's moving it forward? Why wouldn't you just let it be moved forward and leave this alone?
Apparently, because I just read the article, and they're saying that this is next. Obviously, Badlands is next. And Elle Fanning's in talks. She likes the franchise. She's interested. They won't tell us what it's about, aside from the fact that it's called Badlands. But then they mentioned that the sequel is still on the table. There's nothing yet in terms of casting or anything. I don't even know if there's an idea, like a script or an idea yet. They just, they like the idea of doing another one in that same setting. Right. So, like everyone was saying, we already did that, been there, done that. We don't have to do it again. Right. If Badlands turns out to be good, like Prey, then just continue doing whatever the next Predator movie, just another Predator with a different timeline with a different main character. That's a good narrative. They've all been somewhat entertaining in that they're doing the same thing. So just keep doing that. We don't need to see especially if it's the same character, come back again and fight him again. We've been there already. We don't need to see it again. It's hard to relive that same moment. It's just we got there, What I do like about the Predators in general, though, are because now Marvel, and they're under the Disney brand because of this 20th Century Studios. Like they just did a crossover between Wolverine and Predator. That was a 4-issue miniseries. That was really cool. And they're soon going to be doing Predator versus Black Panther. Can't wait to read that one. That's going to be a fun one. So I'm getting Predator everywhere, movies and comic books.
I will say this, Kevin, if you're listening to Joel, You know what would send your fandom into a frenzy? Is if you did an animated series, not series like show, but a series of movies, animated movies called Predator versus. Like you did Hulk versus Wolverine and Hulk versus Thor. It's a new Predator each time facing a different member of the Marvel universe. That does not always need to be a hero. I would like to see Predator versus a couple villains, right? So I'm like, you lead off with obviously the obvious one, Predator versus Wolverine, right? You do it back in the war days, back when Wolverine was in the war, before he becomes Wolverine, when he's more just Logan, right? I feel like you put it in that timeline where you get Bone Claw Logan versus a Predator, and it's just hunting versus hunting, right? Like obviously he still has his healing factor, but it's not the adamantium that seems like it'd be a huge swing towards Wolverine. Right? It's just bone claws.
That the him and the Predator have a long lasting relationship. Like they never finish each other off.
Right.
So every couple decades it keeps coming back.
Yeah. You can make a sequel to that, do a couple different characters, and then come back around.
Coming back, this motherfucker won't die.
So you could do Logan where he has bone claws, right? Then take a break, do other characters, then come back when he's Wolverine now in the full yellow and blue suit Wolverine.
Yeah.
And he comes across a mission that leads him to a Predator, and then you get round 2, right? But Hulk versus Predator, like you could do so many different great things with that. That should be kind of like an anthology series kind of thing, where it's not a show, right? Because if you make it a show, they'll make it like 15 minutes, and it's like, don't do that. Don't try to shorten it. Make it as long as it needs to be. Make it fun. Because I tell you what, I still think there's some DC animated movies that aren't better than Hulk versus Wolverine. That was really fucking good. I don't know why they just gave up after that. I did like Hulk versus Thor, but that Hulk versus Wolverine was classic. So good. And then Marvel Animation movie-wise just died. They just stopped. Like they just ceased to exist after that. So good job bringing that up, Joel. That would be awesome. There you go. Even though it's kind of Sony, I don't know if Sony would need to get in on that.
Not
Predator versus Craven would be great.
Right.
Okay, then there you go. Yeah, Predator versus Craven.
Animated.
Why not we bring Venom into this now? Last dance.
We don't need to give Sony any ideas. They're like, wait a minute, maybe this shouldn't be the Last Dance.
Listen,
Jordan did go to the Wizards after that, right? Like,
one of those meteors was a Predator in the trailer.
Homie would play Deadpool in. Yeah, I know you meant who. Homie, that. Yeah, Deadpool was awesome in that.
Deadpool versus Predator would be interesting.
That'd be very interesting, especially if it ends with Predator scattering pieces of his body.
Yeah, all over. Why would
see the arm try to roll the head to the torso? All right, let's move on. All right. So The Last of Us Season 2 will be 7 episodes long. Season 3 will be significantly larger, with Season 4 also being a possibility. This is not news. Joel, we talked about this right after Season 1. That Season 2 might need to be split. You can't cover that second game in one season, especially if you're making it 7 episodes. It's just too much ground to cover. Like I said, I would be fine if one season was. I know Ellie. What's the other girl? Abby, right? Is it Abby?
Yeah.
Abby. One season about Abby, one season about Ellie, and then Season 4 is like kind of the culmination of it all, where you could the big thing that happens in the second game, you can kind of prolong it by having a lot of things be flashbacks as we're seeing Ellie kind of life after, Abby kind of life before, and then we kind of meet in Season 4 of the battle of those two, and then we find out what the battle was about, right? I'm like, if they wanted to do it that way, I'm game, because I mean, like, Season 3 and 4 makes no sense unless you make a new game, right? So it's like, unless you make a new game, what are you doing for Season 3 and Season 4 if you're not breaking up
I
the
think
second game?
Two could be 2 and 3. but like it's gonna be hard to get to season 4 without a new game.
Right. That's
So
what I'm saying. So that's why in my mind it's like break up the second game into 3 parts.
Well, I guess we'll see how many episodes is this third season. We don't know.
Yeah, right. We won't know because they probably need to see what a 7-episode season of 2 does. Do they need to do more?
Maybe that's
do
what
they need
happens.
to shrink it?
Is that third season is 2 parts? It becomes like 7 and 7 or 6 and 6 or something like that.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely. RJ, you familiar with the Last of Us?
Yes, I am. I watched season 1. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would say it's my second favorite video game adaptation of a show.
Okay.
I would put my first at the Fallout show, and then I would put The Last of Us at my second. I did not play the second game because I was a big PC gamer before, and recently I have like a PlayStation, so it's just one that I haven't gotten around to yet. I know a lot of the spoilers. I mean, it was yeah, I'll get on it, Joel. All right. You got a disc you want I can borrow, or do you buy everything digitally? All right.
I think I have that on this. Okay.
All right, then I'll trade it for the cord you stole from me earlier today.
That was an even swap.
Yeah, now it'll be an equivalent exchange.
Apparently not.
It was.
But it's definitely something that, like, especially when it came out initially, I was like, what is this casting with Pedro Pascal? Like, because like I was like Joel. He looks like Josh Brolin to me. Joel. Like I thought, like Josh Brolin was like if you wanted, that'd be a great cast. But then after watching it, I was like, okay, Pedro Pascal at least like embodies the character and did a phenomenal job. That I'm like very excited to be watching season 3 or season 2 with or without experience from the game, just because I think they did such a great retelling of the initial show that I think they'll be able to capture whatever I missed. So I think it's like a good watch, whether or not you have a relationship with the series in terms of the game.
I completely agree, but I will definitely tell you whether or not you know the spoilers, it still doesn't take away from when you play it and you experience it.
I'm going to be honest, I forgot a lot of them though. So my memory of spoilers is so bad.
That's perfect.
So.
And we're not going to bring up any of the spoilers here, mainly because there's some people that have never played the game and they want to go into the show with that mentality of I don't know anything about it. So we're not going to do any spoilers here. But I will definitely tell you, it's like when we all knew that the Spider-Man were going to be in No Way Home. It didn't take away from how cool it was when you still experienced them.
I still cried.
Right, exactly. So it's like that's how this is. Even if you did remember the spoilers, when you actually play it, or even if you wait to just see how the show does it, I'm telling you, it's still gonna get to you. It's rough. Yeah. It really is rough.
I like, only know the big one, but other than that, I don't know much about where the story goes and whatnot.
There's so that's the only spoiler you could have. Everything else is just a duration of the story. Yeah. That's the biggest. Yeah. That's the thing. So
I am interested though if they stay true to the game or if they change course.
Divert.
Yeah.
I don't think they need to because there's just too much story in that second game. It's like to go away from it would be like, well, then you must have a new story you came up with that is better than that one because that was a very long game and a phenomenal story. A story I feel topped the first game because you were doing more. It incorporated more. You could play as a different character besides the main 2 that you're used to. So it just did more, right? So for me, it's like if you want to kind of go away from it, I'm curious to see what you thought was better.
Like that first game, you barely play with Ellie in that first game. You play with her. And then that second game, well, unless you get the DLC, you play with Ellie.
I was about to say,
but the second game, like you said, you get to play with you get 2 different aspects. You get to see it from Ellie's side, and you get to see it from Abby's side, and obviously things occur, and it's just that because it happened so early in the game. I'm wondering when they plan on having that happen, and because there's so much that happens after, and there's just so much story after that. You're like, that might be season 3 and 4, and then maybe season 2 is just all set up before and after. And I don't know. It's a lot they got to do. I trust them, whatever they do. But
so speaking of trusting them, I don't know if you guys have discussed this before. But something that I thought was interesting was, you know how the Uncharted movie and the Last of Us show came out at around the same time. I think it was reported that like Neil Druckmann was only allowed to work on one of the projects. They wouldn't let him do both. So he chose to work on The Last of Us. And it really shows though when you have like someone who's really passionate about the project, how it works, and then you get Uncharted with, Mark Wahlberg as Sully. And Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. Is it fair to say that those were decisions?
Mark Wahlberg, 1,000%. Tom Holland, I didn't have an issue with because you're telling me that you're going for a younger Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
If you were telling me Tom Holland was supposed to be the Nathan Drake that we know, then that's a big problem. Like, you obviously went name over accuracy.
Yeah.
If you tell me that he's supposed to be younger,
still went name over anything because
that was the thing, how it felt.
It is because even if he's a younger Nate, like this man, Tom looks like a baby still. Even though he's like 25, 26 years old.
And they have him like doing like push-ups and like pull-ups and like
he got bigger for this movie. And look, I thought he did a good job overall. It's just hard to not hear Spider-Man in his voice. That's what it is.
Well, when I think Nathan Drake, I don't go like, he's a world-class bodybuilder athlete. I'm like, he's
he is he's an athlete though. You can't do what Nathan Drake is, so that'll be some type of athlete.
Yeah. You
gotta be really good at fucking mountain climbing, bro.
I have issues with that casting because I always wanted Nathan Fillion to be Nathan Drake.
But I love Nathan Fillion.
I think that was a home run hit. The only problem is that if you made Nathan Fillion Nathan Drake, you would have had to bet money, or I'm sorry, let me not say that. You would have had to put too much faith in video game fans supporting that movie. Because it wouldn't have attracted people that have never heard of Uncharted. You needed a name and a face.
Yeah, I enjoyed Tom Holland in that role.
I agree. I did too. I just didn't enjoy Mark Wahlberg. That was my only issue. But everything else, and I love how they pulled from one or two of the games to put into the actual movie. I thought they did certain things right. I thought they did a lot wrong. But look, I've seen video. I've seen Assassin's Creed. It was not Assassin's Creed.
I think, though, with The Last of Us and Fallout, though, people are having more faith into these video game IPs.
Right.
And less of we need to get the big name. We need to get, star power, even if it doesn't
What is the difference? What's the difference, though?
Sony?
You could sell a show to a larger audience that's never heard of it. You can't sell a show is for a streaming service. Like, no one's buying Prime to watch that show. They probably already have Prime and you're spending your money to go see Uncharted. So you need something that makes you invested in it to want to go see it. And for a lot of people, they're like, oh, that's Spider-Man. Or, that's Mark Wahlberg. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's always going to be the difference. You don't have to sell a show as hard. The show you have to sell harder to your investors or the studio more than you do your audience. A movie is always an audience more than anything else. Because you can get an investor to go, that sounds cool. Then you sit down and you're like, this was Assassin's Creed. That was horrible, right? So it's like... It's usually a difference between a show and a movie. Yeah. A movie, you need that marketability. We've seen so many movies die without it, right? So it's like, for a show, I think if they decided to do Uncharted as a show, it could do better. I really think so, But I didn't dislike the Tom aspect, but I don't disagree with you. That Nathan Fillion fan film was the worst thing that someone could have given us. because it just made you think of like, why can't we just do this? Like, it's so perfect.
He just looks like fucking Nathan Drake. That's why.
100%.
And he acts like him too.
Sure
He's
does.
got that charismatic charm.
I will say Nathan Fillion fits Nathan Drake as much as Ryan Reynolds fits Deadpool. It's like they were born into it, right?
Yes.
It's like without even trying, just naturally, that's how he is, right?
That's just that character. Yeah.
Right.
That character.
Right. He didn't need to say action. That's just who he is always.
If I'm taking anything away from this conversation, Juwaan, I think it's that you just love that Assassin's Creed movie.
Oh, so much. So much.
Is that one of your favorite video game adaptations of all time, show or movie?
Oh,
top 5?
It is the worst thing I've ever laid eyes on. The worst thing. It was just abysmal.
I wouldn't even say that, but it was not good.
It was the worst thing. As someone who loves Assassin's Creed as much as I do, it was like they did not try.
The worst thing is how iconic looked the first time we saw him.
Exactly, Trevon. You know what's funny, Trevon? Guess what got me interested in seeing the Assassin's Creed movie? Not the fact that they were doing an Assassin's Creed movie, the fact that they got Michael Fassbender to do it. So they sold me on Fassbender, sat down in that movie and went, he wasn't enough. He was. And what's the sad part is every scene of him as an assassin was beautiful. It was just everything outside of it. We got too much of him not as an assassin.
Yeah.
Is the
They're like, you know why people love Assassin's Creed? They love the Aspargo or whatever.
Yeah.
Everything when you're outside of the emulator.
I didn't even know that was a thing until I saw that. I don't play Assassin's Creed, so when I saw the movie, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a crazy time to find that out. Just go, ooh.
This is what people like?
In the first game, that was an interesting take when I first played it. Yeah. Like, this is interesting. And then, like, when it ends and there's, like, hieroglyphics everywhere glowing and shit, like, what is going on? So it was, like, interesting in the first. Obviously, the trilogy did it best. Obviously, after that, why bother? But it was a cool concept to start.
We just went over how much we love Black Flag. What do you mean, why bother?
No, why bother?
I'm ready for the which one, whatever that's gonna be.
Doing the Animus is what I mean.
Oh! I thought you meant like still doing the game. I'm like, you love Black Flag.
Why bother?
I get you. I'm gonna be honest with you, Joel. Bravo to your patience. I wanted it to stop after the first game. I'm like, I just want to be in it.
I was invested in the story, so I was like,
I was invested in Desmond.
That's what I was about.
Yeah, I was too. I was invested in Desmond, so I was like,
I was invested in the assassin story.
I was like, he's got a cool sweatshirt. Like, I can buy it.
That's a cool hoodie. That's a cool hoodie.
It wasn't that Kirsten Bell that voiced the doctor or whatever in the first game.
Maybe
I think that was Kirsten Bell. Anyway, Trevon, what are your thoughts on The Last of Us progressing to possibly a season 4?
Good for y'all. That's all I got.
And that has been Reporting with Trevon. All right. See you guys next week. All right. Let's move on. In more video game news. Joel, say this name. I don't know how to pronounce this name.
What am I looking at?
I'm losing my
The one on the bottom?
Yeah, on the bottom.
Hiroki Sanada? Hiroyuki Sanada is reportedly in talks for a role in the live-action Ghost of Tsushima. Cool.
Yes. Now, I will say this. Whoever does this Ghost of Tsushima, this has to be a passion project. Almost the same way that show was that Sonata just did. It needs to be extremely accurate, which means no casting Tom Cruise, right? Like, you got to go very accurate.
Wait a minute.
Can we get Hanks at least?
Wait a minute. They want to do live action Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah.
I'm not against this.
That's probably the easiest thing you could ever do is this game. There's nothing hard in this game.
Hard, yeah.
But it's just the accuracy of doing it right.
You need beautiful cinematography for this movie.
Who didn't do much?
Who didn't do
do much action type of stuff
in the game?
No. In the show.
Oh no, the actor.
No.
He's not up for Jin. He's up for a role. Which
Yeah,
might be
he might be playing like. Remember the
remember the
guy that took him in? I think his uncle, right? His uncle. He might be playing his uncle.
He could play his uncle. For sure.
Yeah, he might be playing his uncle.
I was confused for a second. Wait a minute.
No. You're good. Because look, I totally understand where you're coming from. I have the picture over top of the picture. To some, it might be like, oh, he's playing him. I get it. No.
That's much
I will say this: we don't often get this in video game adaptations. You know what I want, Joel? You know how as you go further in the game, you can unlock like different outfits and stuff like that. Yeah. I want to see the progression of outfits. We never see that in adaptations, right? Yeah. I would love to see that.
The movie should be what the game was the dichotomy of fighting in the shadows or fighting with honor as a samurai.
Right.
And him like struggling to like, do I do it like this or do it the way like my uncle with honor? And it's like he's like, we're gonna lose if I go straight up and I have to do it behind their back. Like I gotta fight dirty.
You know what was always funny about this story is that the uncle's like, you do it the right way. It's like, Uncle, I just want to throw this out there. Did you forget the right way is what killed everybody? Or the game starts with a massacre. And he's like, let's do it again. It's like,
I ain't trying to die, Uncle. I don't want to live.
Uncle's like, don't do this for revenge. Do this for honor. Honor got everybody killed.
Guerrilla warfare started right here.
So I only found about that they're doing a live action Ghost of Tsushima today. And just looking at the IMDb and whatnot, the director is the guy who did all the. Oh, that's going to be awesome.
He did what?
All the John Wick movies.
Oh yeah, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We know it'll be action films, but I need it to be accurate. I need to feel like if I close my eyes, I'm playing the game. So hopefully we can get that. We can't put Tom Cruise in it, but what about Tom Holland? No.
Yes.
No.
We'll put him in Asian face.
No.
Woo! It'll be like Tropic Thunder.
I tell you what, RJ just made sure we don't get any more Spider-Man.
Wow.
So I hope you guys enjoyed Tom Holland while you had him. RJ just got him fired.
So no Tom Holland for Tim.
It'll be okay. By the time it comes in 5 years, it'll be all smooth over.
Yeah, he'll be doing Uncharted 3 and 4 by then.
Oh, I see what RJ's trying to do. He's trying to get Tom Holland canceled so they can't make any more Uncharted movies. I get it.
Listen, I get it. You may like
I'm down for an Uncharted series. If they want to do an Uncharted series, let's do that.
Yeah, I definitely think you could do that. I think in shorter form, it might be better.
Might be better.
So we all excited for this? Obviously, this casting is more so just kind of like when we did the Superman casting. It's like, okay, great. We don't know who's playing.
I would have been shocked if Sonata was not in the goddamn movie. Let's put it that way.
It's true. He is everyone's go-to whenever they do something like this. Like, think about even when they did Endgame. They were just like, all right, so we got Clint killing people in like Japan.
Yakuza,
like, who can we get? It's like, oh, guys, come on.
The Yakuza should be Sonata.
No, I think we're all excited for this, man. I really can't wait to see what they do with this and more information. I need to know who my lead's going to be. That's really where you started for with me.
Doing this is a no-brainer.
You said what, Trevon?
Doing this is a no-brainer. This should be perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
Oh yeah.
That's the Shogun. Then how successful that game is.
Oh, this is a great
for the second game, and
yeah. Hey, look, this is a timeline that has always been popular, right? It's always been popular. Everyone imagines themselves as a samurai. You got the sword, you got the honor. So for Shogun to be as great as it was, which, by the way, can I say this? Shogun was an amazing show. Not a lot of action. It was story driven. Like, think about that. It was story driven.
Could be though as well. Like
you have to balance it.
I was about to say it might need to be more balanced.
You do not bring in David Leitch to direct this and not have action.
Right?
No, it's
just now. I will say, RJ, to your point, it should not be action porn. Right? No. Like, it shouldn't be a sword fight every 5 seconds.
It should be less action than John Wick, I would say.
It should be a trilogy, and there should be one movie per island. I mean, part of the island.
That would be it would be accurate.
That would be awesome.
It would be
every
accurate.
part of the island is a movie.
That's a big ass island. I tell you that.
Yeah, Tsushima's like broken up into 3 sections, and obviously the DLC is like a mini island off the coast. But I never played that, so I don't know. But the 3 parts of the island could be one movie. It's just crazy. That first, to get past the first section takes a little bit. Like,
shit ain't easy. Shit is not easy. All right, let's move on. We got a couple more before we get out of here. Let's stay on this kind of feel. Joel, you can read us this one.
oh, sorry. What is it?
You're
Hashtag Like a Dragon Yakuza. That's spelled wrong. Series is coming to Prime Video on October 24th.
good. Did you just point out that I didn't spell
did.
Yakua.
Jesus
Yeah, it says Yakua.
He forgets we're on the same team, right, Trevon? This guy, I tell you.
This guy. He has to
I
be
was
right.
set up.
He has to be
You
right.
said read it. I had to correct it. Yeah.
Yeah, but correct it in your head. Just when you say it. God damn. Now people are going to look at it, and I can't fix it because I'd have to take it off. Anyway.
I can't stop looking at it.
Right now, it's just like it's an
Now it's
eyesore.
done. Now it's done.
Because Trevon's awesome at what he does. That's why, Joel, you suck.
He's just smart.
But
Oh, we're good.
this is
Brought
why
it back.
Trevon's the greatest. I'm really excited for this.
Go
I will say bravo to them. They filmed this in completely without anyone knowing. This
Yeah,
was
for
news to
real.
everybody. So, and it comes out this year. Like this
Yeah.
isn't even like, oh, they're gonna start filming. They're done. It comes out later this year. Bravo, Amazon. Bravo.
Surprise.
Did it
I
quietly.
don't even remember this being reported
Yeah.
as a project they're working on.
No. Nope.
Nope. Crazy.
So
Like
bravo.
a dragon. Crazy.
No, Netflix and Power
Who's
Rangers.
played this game here? Who's
I
played this
played
game
it.
here?
I played it.
You've played it?
I have played it.
So what can we expect, RJ, from like what should we expect? Reasonably, obviously, but what should we expect?
So it's interesting because from what I read, it was talking about how it wants to be like grounded and real. And I just think about Yakuza and I'm like, it's a goofy game. It's very goofy. So, I mean, I hope it brings some of that
Especially
goof
the new
with it.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, especially the new ones. But apparently this takes place between 0 and 1
Oh,
in terms
wow.
of the timeline. I mean, they have really good stories, very intricate stories. And a lot of action. Like it's kind of like
It's like a
almost
beat-
like turn-based a little bit in
I have
terms
a-
of like how it
I have a-
plays.
I have an ignorant
Yeah.
question. Do they have powers?
Like canonically,
curious.
no.
Okay.
But like, gameplay-wise, you could say that, sure. I mean,
That's all Trayvon needed.
you
RJ.
might as well. I mean, you're
I just
throwing
thought like a
tigers at
dragon.
people.
I'm thinking.
Does it play like Shenmue? I don't know if you remember Shenmue.
Oh yeah, a little bit. It's combat's more fleshed out. The world's more fleshed out, but like, you could say that.
'Cause I remember Shenmue was cool. I played Shenmue. That was
Like it's really cool, and if you play it, it's addictive because it's just like you want to know what happens, and it's so the side quests are so goofy. You're like fighting men in diapers, and they're just big babies, and you're just like, what is happening? Like
Sounds
you're
shit
chasing
fun.
down people in like a BMX bike doing like tricks, and it's like, all right, how are they going to fit all this into a show? They're probably going to just stay on the main shit, make the main shit the main shit. I just hope they're able to keep some of the goofy elements in it. I think that would be fun.
That'd be interesting. And this does look like this kind of feels like one of the posters we got from one of the games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Amazon, you've been on a roll lately, so hopefully this is another notch on your belt. You know, shout out to you guys over there. You've been putting out heat. Joel,
Popular series.
You said what?
Power Rangers.
I said it's a popular series. It's just been out for what, 7 of these fucking games? It's been a while.
yeah. And Trevon, I hear you keep sneaking out Power Rangers. What do you say?
Just do this. Do this sneakily. Just drop it for me. That's great.
Just drop Power Rangers. Now you know good and goddamn well Netflix does not operate like that. Netflix wants to make a big spectacle. Hey, look at us. We're doing shit over here that we may not keep, but
so many IPs being made, except the one I want. All right.
I don't disagree. You gotta maybe get your IP out of Netflix's hands and you can have it by now. All right, Joel. No, I'm not gonna have you read anything else in embarrassment. The new Karate Kid movie has wrapped filming. The movie releases in theaters May 30th, 2025. I'm going to be honest. This movie, it's going to take a trailer because this movie makes no sense to me. You're bringing in two aspects of two different worlds from this one popular IP.
You know what? This is funny. Look whose name is on this damn thing. God, it's supposed to do Power Rangers. Okay.
This guy now
he's done.
Now you know why the Power Rangers hasn't been done. It's been busy. But I will say this. I know a lot of people are sad that I just lost the name of the Karate Kid series on Netflix. Cobra Kai. The Cobra Kai is coming to an end. But to know that Cobra Kai, in a degree, will live on in this movie, I think is really cool. Obviously, it's not the same team coming back, but if Ralph Macchio's in it, we have to believe it's connected, right?
I would hope so. I don't know what's they're doing. If it's not, I don't know what's going on.
Unless Sony has like Venom in this universe too, right? It's connected.
Is the Jaden Smith Karate Kid in that universe?
Yes, because Jackie's coming back. So it's like Jackie's. Mr. Miyagi is who I think.
Is this going to be like a prequel before Cobra Kai?
It can't be.
It could be. I don't know.
Like when he was a little. Like, I don't know. Like I'm just trying to think of a way to put it.
I mean, Ralph Macchio's he looks great, but the man's like 60.
I know. They're gonna like de-age him.
You can't sell to me a 20-year-old Ralph Macchio.
I'm thinking 40. I don't know. How
he can do 40.
Cobra Kai? How are they in Cobra Kai?
Ralph Macchio is probably the same age he is in real life. I don't think they're looking for him to be younger. I think he's supposed to be the older guy. He's supposed to be replacing Mr. Miyagi in a sense, you know?
Yes, yeah. It's funny because Macchio's 62 and Jackie Chan's 70.
Right, yeah. So one should not be learning from the other. I don't know what it is. I'll say this, Trevon. When this was announced, this threw everyone for a loop, right? Because it was announced, and then not long after that, it was like Cobra Kai's coming to an end. And you're like, you're going to end Cobra Kai for this shit? And then it was like Ralph Macchio's coming back. And you're like, okay. Then you're like Jackie Chan. And you're like, okay. Like, this is a lot of unnecessary pieces.
You do know Jackie Chan doesn't do karate, right? I'm just very confused.
He'll learn it. But no, I mean... Look, I'll say this. As somebody that wasn't as big into the Karate Kid, yeah. This to me is like a fresh start to get me into the world of Karate Kid. So for me, would you say, Trevon?
I said, where the hell is Hilary Swank? Get her ass in here.
You were never going to get Hilary Swank.
Get your ass in here.
You're never going to get that. That is the most... You know what Hilary Swank is? Hilary Swank is the third Smith child. Everyone forgot about it. Even the parent sometimes goes, wait a minute, are you mine? Oh, shit, yeah, I forgot.
Are you mine?
Are you mine?
He's only Will's kid, so, I mean...
I will say this. I'm looking forward to this. I hope this does really well because Cobra Kai brought back the joy of Karate Kid. It introduced the younger generation to that world. The younger generation became infatuated with it. It made that show a massive hit. It went from a YouTube show to Netflix, you know? Yeah. So I really do hope that this movie continues that legacy and doesn't take it the opposite way. You know what I'm saying? Because Cobra Kai did so much work for the legacy of Karate Kid. So I just hope this keeps the legacy going. Joel, since you were in the first Karate Kid, what are your thoughts with this movie?
You know that Smith actually executive produced Cobra Kai?
I know who? Yeah. Will Smith? Yeah, yes. I believe that because I believe he put his name on the IP once he did the one with Jaden. Which is weird because that almost killed Karate Kid. That movie.
When that came out, was it canon that it was in the same universe as the OG Karate Kid?
No.
So they're just retconning by doing that?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. I can tell you
it was. They're trying to.
He wanted to go home. That's all. He wanted to go home. I remember. Remember that? Remember how?
Oh yeah, you're talking about the movie.
Go home.
Yeah.
Yep, they're gonna send it that back.
Well, you won't be here in this movie. We got a new lead for this.
Actually, the lead I like. The lead is from.
I was about to say the same thing. Yeah.
That show. What was it called? Damn it.
I don't know who you're talking about. Let me look.
It was on Disney Plus. They canceled it because they're assholes.
Is it Ben Wang?
Because they're assholes.
Jaden Smith better show up in a post-credit scene in this movie.
Who?
I swear to God, Jaden Smith.
Oh,
yeah, just shows up and just kicks some ass.
So I show the Disney Plus cancel American Born Chinese.
That one, American Born Chinese. He's the lead in that. I do like that show a lot, and he's the lead in that. And apparently, he's going to be the new Karate Kid. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious because Ralph Macchio is in it and Jackie Chan are in it. Don't know what why or what role they play at all.
I can say this: you can change Jackie Chan's character. Ralph Macchio is in that movie is only one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know a lot of people got confused because Jackie was Mr. Miyagi in that movie.
No, he was playing something else. Like Miyagi.
Oh, like a Mr. Miyagi. Yes, sorry, like a Mr. Miyagi. Sorry,
he was the Miyagi role, but he wasn't Mr. Miyagi.
His character's name was Mr. Han, and it's the same name in the new movie.
Okay.
So
he's
there
playing
you go.
the same
There
character,
you go.
Mr. Han.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's playing the same character.
And Machio's playing the same character.
He's playing Daniel.
Daniel Lawrence. Right?
Daniel
LaRusso. Sorry. Thinking of the other one.
Did you say Danny Lauren?
Yeah, I'm thinking Lawrence. I was thinking of the bad guy.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. But I like the original Karate Kid movies. I watched all of them, even the next one with Hilary Swank. That Trevon is very adamant that they had her. And I watched a new one with Jaden Smith, even though it bothered me to no end that they called it Karate Kid. No karate was in the movie. Actually, I take that back. There was like 1 minute of karate on TV, I think, but that was it.
That was enough.
Yeah, I try to figure. It just made no sense, but whatever. I don't understand what role Mr. Han has, or
how it's going to relate.
But what happened?
Well, I don't either. I have a special relationship with the Karate Kid. For my 18th birthday, I used to babysit someone's kids, obviously, and she's the biggest Karate Kid fan. So she gave me the trilogy in Spanish. So, yeah, I was like, all right, great.
You learn Spanish as well while you watch the Karate Kid trilogy?
I just had subtitles.
Oh, perfect. That worked out.
I got the dub. Yeah. She has like the signed stuff by what's his name? Ralph Macchio. Yeah, she's got signed pictures of it. Really? She loves the Cobra Kai show, so I texted her to ask her what her opinion is on.
Please, I would like to hear that because Cobra Kai, I think what Juwaan mentioned earlier, like Cobra Kai reignited the love for that series because I mean for the longest time it was dead, and then in that new movie it did nothing to really enhance it, in my opinion. So. Cobra Kai, weirdly enough, came out on YouTube Red. No one watched it because it was on YouTube Red, but it got good reviews.
I did.
One person watched it on YouTube Red. And you know, for the people that did watch it, it was they loved it, right? And then eventually it made its way to Netflix, and it got Well, how many seasons is it now since Netflix took over?
5.
5 since then? That is impressive. That rarely happens. And look, they did a hell of a job. It's a fun show. I'm sad that it is ending. But I have no idea what the fuck this movie is. I have no idea at all. I want to be excited, but I'm very hesitant right now. So I think I need to at least see a trailer first.
It says that there's a 6th season coming up.
So maybe the 6th one is the last one, right?
Yeah. The 6th is the last one.
What was it, 1 or 2 seasons when they got it?
Mm-hmm.
So since then, it's been, 5 seasons? So maybe 7 or 8 total? Like that.
Right.
There's a total of 6 seasons.
Total 6 seasons? Okay.
Including the
3
season
seasons.
that's going to be airing this year.
Okay. Well, good. Again, great fucking show. Good show. And I am going to miss it. But, yeah, we'll see what happens with this movie.
The throwback to YouTube Red, I forgot about that.
I take that back. I did watch the first 2 episodes on YouTube Red because they were free. You're absolutely right. Because I didn't want to pay for them. But I never watched anything past 2 until Netflix.
Right. You're like, you're not getting my money, YouTube.
You're not luring me in for one show. I'm sorry.
Not having anybody.
Let me get my money forever.
RJ, you excited for this?
So no. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like no. I like the original Karate Kid. I really dislike the remake Karate Kid because the little things can really annoy me in a show or a movie. Like a good example of this is I don't know if anyone here has seen Money Heist.
Yeah, no.
There's a scene where, there is this, and my family makes fun of me nonstop for this to this day, which is why I'm bringing it up. But guy takes out a magazine of a gun, and he has one in the chamber. And the girl basically takes the gun and aims at him, and he's like, "It's not loaded." And she cocks the gun, unloading it, and goes, "It's loaded now." And he's like, "Oh, it is." And they act like it is, and I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like they played it completely straight, like that's how like guns work. I'm like, who wrote this show? And like,
okay. There's a trend with you, RJ.
But my moment like that in the original Karate Kid is he's practicing like the crane kick all movie, and then like the finale, he's doing like a 360 backflip kick to the head. I'm like, he didn't practice that once. And that's what they're doing as his like finishing move. I was like, what is happening? I don't think he even saw that move. So we'll see. We'll see how it is. If it's good, I'll watch it. That's my motto. Like if it's good, I'll watch it 100%. But I'm not like on the edge of my seat, like, oh my God. How are they going to merge Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid from 2010?
That's the selling point right now is how. And then I'm
going to be honest with you. That is probably how this movie even gets made, is the idea of Cobra Kai is hot, right? So it's like, let's not let go of the heat that it's bringing. Let's confuse people by bringing in the thing that they didn't like of the Karate Kid
Let's
world.
merge it with the thing that people love.
Everyone likes Jackie Chan. Who cares that that movie was
I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people saw the first Karate Kid because they love Jackie Chan. So they're like, all right, I'll go see it. Yeah, sure. Jackie Chan, karate, I'll see it.
I'll still stand on that.
I like though how after that movie, Will Smith's like, no, my kid's going to be a star. Let's do After Earth. Oh, my Lord.
I saw it on a plane.
I saw it on a plane.
I always joke that, what was that Vin Diesel movie, Joel? Was it Bloodshot?
Bloodshot.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely believe After Earth definitely caused some diseases out there for sure. That movie was that vile. It was just the worst fucking thing. Trevon, you apparently very much liked Jaden Smith's Karate Kid, so you were very much looking at this.
When did I say that? When did I say that?
When did you not say it, right? You were raving about it.
That movie shouldn't exist.
So all we have to do for you is just throw Hilary Swank in this one, and you'll be good.
Yeah. Look, I'm just saying. Look, I enjoy the original Karate Kid movies. I enjoy the next Karate Kid. I love those movies. So when they announced this Cobra Kai show, I was very excited. I was in it. I was there. It was fun. Like seeing them again, seeing how they're gonna do it, and they did it so well for all these seasons. Amazing to me. To be able to bring it back and still have the same. I don't know. It's still fun. It's still good. Like still done really well. This I don't understand at all. I don't know why they announced this. Like they just kept the show going. I don't understand. Like why even? Like what is the point of this? Like then you bring in Jackie Chan, which I love Jackie Chan, but it's like, but you also taking this guy away from Power Rangers. I know what's going on. So it's just like I just don't understand what you guys are
comes
doing.
Back to the Power Rangers.
I don't know what you guys are doing.
It always comes back from.
Like, I hope I meet this guy. I'm like, what? I'm like, have you even pinched Power Rangers yet? Like, have you wrote anything? Like, what is going on over there? Like, why do this and take me from my IP? What's going on? Like,
can I say this, Trevon? Can I say instead of you looking at it from a negative, look at it from a positive? Is that if the positive is if this movie is a hit, it will force Netflix to hurry up and put Power Rangers out because his name will be a hot name for other people to look for in an action space, in a adventure space, or whatever space. So you don't want to lose him in doing Power Rangers to, let's say, Kevin Feige wants him to do whatever, or Shang-Chi movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want this movie to make him popular and then you lose him from doing Power Rangers. Now, so if anything, it might fast track it.
Now flip that around.
Yeah.
And this movie is a disaster. What happens?
They find someone else to do Power Rangers. Why this guy didn't make Power Rangers. He doesn't. If he leaves, he doesn't take it with him. You just find someone else to do it.
Trevon, you need this movie to be very mid for the sake of your Rangers.
To where Netflix is like, I don't know what to do. Like, he could be hot, no one could want him. We just got to do something.
I guess it was fine. He can do the Power Rangers movie. It wasn't a disaster.
It wasn't great.
His budget back.
Once the Jackie Chan was announced, I was like, what's happening with this? Like, what's going on with this now? I'm really terrified of what this is going to be. And now that I know, I did not know his name was attached. I was like, oh my God, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Like, let somebody else do it.
At the very least, you should be happy that they're done filming. Now it's just post.
Right.
I didn't even know that.
When is it next year?
Okay.
That's the date right there? No.
Yeah, it's the date. March 20th, I think, or something like that. March 30th. Sorry, March 30th.
There you go. So, May 30th.
There you
go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I
hope. Not really.
All right. We got a couple more. We're getting out of here. Let's go to this one. I want to make this one quick, but I feel very strongly about this. Warner Brothers reportedly wants to make a sequel to Barbie with or without Greta Gerwig. I will say this: you cannot make it without her. You cannot make it without her. I've not seen the movie. Don't plan on it. But all the glory that movie got was from her vision. And to me, I believe that Barbie is now like the movie world is synonymous with Greta Gerwig's vision. So unless you want to hire somebody that sees life the way that Greta Gerwig does, you bring her back. You know what I'm saying? For me, I also don't think this is an IP that needs to be branded into sequels and prequels and spin-offs and everything. But to be fair, But I was about to say almost would have put you into that category, so I'm just not gonna say it. I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna say, do it with Greta Gerwig or don't do it at all. Trevon, what are your thoughts on this?
I agree with the last thing you said. Yes, do not do it without her. But there's a lot they can do with this. There's a lot they can do with it. It's fun. It's fun. It's
Do you feel the same if Simu Liu doesn't come back?
I mean, he wasn't the main Ken, so.
Yeah, I mean, but it was the Ken you were paying attention to.
I mean, that's not a lie. He's not like if he's not in it. Okay, like that's fine. I'm not. He was fun. He played beach. But yeah, if you see the movie, you understand what that means. But yeah.
I don't want to know what that means.
But yeah, that conversation was so funny in that movie. But yeah, I enjoy this. I hope they need to bring her back. This just sound like Warner Bros. To me. Like, we're gonna do it. It's money. Do it, money. No, how about make sure the creative is there, please? Like this. Let's not just.
They want to make money. The problem is they want to make money and not spend money. So if Greta doesn't come back, it's because they don't want to pay her. let's be very clear. This movie was nominated for an Oscar. So if she does not come back, it's because of money. That is the only reason why.
They better hope that Margot comes back if they don't bring Greta back.
Well, it could be money, but it also could be creative control.
Yeah, but RJ.
But that's the problem.
The highest acclaim you could ask for from any movie is to be nominated. Greta Gerwig got Barbie nominated for an Oscar. That is so unheard of. Like, no, I know. To me, whatever her creative is, you say yes. She got you an Oscar. Or an Oscar nomination, sorry. Even though I think Ryan didn't someone win?
She did not. So no, they won for best song, but they won for the wrong song. They won for the Billie Eilish song, which was not as good as the "I'm Just Ken" song. But I'm just saying that,
That's fair.
But they were nominated for best picture. Yeah, that was the only thing they won out of that, though.
Would you ask Trevon?
The song's called "What Was I Made For," I think.
Oh, gotcha.
It was.
I'm just saying we can move on. I'm just saying this movie was nominated. This is a movie that if someone told you 5 years ago was being made, you'd laugh at and go, well, Margot Robbie must be really down on her luck, right? No. This movie was nominated for an Oscar, right? Yeah. So it's like there should be no conversations that Warner Brothers has that ends in Greta not saying, okay, you want to start filming next year? Right? Like, that should be how that conversation ends. That's it. That's the only way that conversation should end. Creative control shouldn't be an issue. For an Oscar-nominated movie she just delivered you, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's insane. It made so much money going up against Oppenheimer, too, right? Yeah. Again, it did a lot of things it shouldn't have done. It just shouldn't be an issue. Joel, do you agree there?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I was very surprised how much I actually ended up liking that movie, considering it's a fucking Barbie movie. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I would have watched it if I didn't take the girls with me. So, but it was like, without a doubt, just a good movie. Like, I was surprised how good, like, well made. It was funny, like actually funny. Yeah. The Kens actually are so stupid, but they're done really well, and they're
amazing.
Funny. The girl, all the actors did great. Margot Robbie was a great Barbie. So was all the Barbies. There was just so many good Barbies. There was so many good Barbies
President Barbie
in this movie. And I don't remember what's the
Aqua Barbie. See Dua Lipa
in there. His character.
Michael Cera's character. It was like
some random Ken friend. I forget his name.
Ken friend.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh no, that's not it. I was looking at the what's his name? You Can't See Me. John Cena.
He was
Mermaid Ken.
Mermaid Ken. Yeah. Fucking weird. Movie was weird, but it was barely. It was
Alan.
Alan. That's what it was. Look, everybody did good. It's just seeing. I agree. How do you do this without her? It's very weird. Like, I understand why, because they just want money. And my problem is if they do, and they probably will, they'll probably do it without her regardless, because it made so much money, and people will probably just go back to hope it's good again, Right. And it probably won't be able to live up to it, and it'll fall on its face, and you'll be sad. And you'll have some people come back. It's like, whoa, and it's just one of those. If there is a sequel, I just want it to be something that Greta wants to do and has a vision for and has a story to tell.
Right.
How much money is how much money must she be asking for them to even consider that? Because that movie made like $1.4 billion at the box office.
I can tell you right now that there's probably behind the scenes a bidding war for Greta Gerwig right now. And I can tell you there's a studio right now willing to pay whatever the asking price is. And apparently Warner Brothers is saying, and again, this is me coming to my own conclusion. There's been nothing said about Warner Brothers having any issues financially with Greta, but that's what it is, right? I imagine it's a number worthy of someone who made Barbie a Oscar-nominated movie.
It's a great film.
Like it'd be the equivalent, right, of God rest his soul, Robin doing Jumanji, and it getting nominated for an Oscar, and he wins that said Oscar, and then they're like, we don't want to bring you back for part 2. It'd be very confusing because that movie should never be in the stratosphere of all the movies that have ever been nominated, right? But they made it so good that it had to. Yeah. That's something it's priceless, in my opinion.
Joel knows me, and he knows that I'm harsher than he is when it comes to...
That's America. That's harsher than Joel.
Joel, I'll ask him, did he like a movie? And 98% of the time, it's like, yeah, it was good. I'm like, okay.
It's usually I didn't hate it. It's usually I didn't hate it. I dislike it. It's like, oh, gotcha.
Like, I'm harsh with movies that I like. I really enjoyed Barbie. I thought it was better than any Barbie movie had any right to be. Yeah. So I agree with you 100%, Juwaan, that we need Greta back if they're going to do a sequel.
Now, let me be very clear. We don't need a sequel, but if you want to do one, it should not be
for the Polly Pocket movie.
Would you say, Trevon?
Have you seen it?
No, I told you that. No,
you don't know if it needs a sequel or not.
No, I know that Barbie shouldn't have had the first movie, so you definitely don't need a sequel. So I'm like, you did it. It was phenomenal. Great. If you do want to bring it back, no problem. Just why not bring everyone back? I don't understand. It's nonsensical. But all right, let's move on. All right. Apparently, reports are claiming Jordan Peele has met with Marvel in regards to an upcoming film. This is very interesting. I'm going to just put this out there very quickly and move it right along. I believe Jordan Peele should do Midnight Suns. That's where my heart is. That's what I think he should do. He'd be amazing. It would fit him. He can go crazy, cuckoo, weird, all kinds of shit. That's my opinion. Trevon, what if, hypothetically, Jordan Peele does take on a project from Marvel? What would you like to see him do?
Midnight Suns, but not Nope weirdness. Not that far.
Not what? Oh,
not that far.
I mean, hey, that's what Midnight Suns. They dig into that kind of weird.
No.
Oh yeah, do what you got to do.
That's a little too much.
Nope was a very interesting weird. I wouldn't be against it. So I'm just saying. Joel, what would you like to see Jordan Peele do? I'm just saying, BJ.
Why y'all didn't see it? Why y'all didn't see it?
I made that very clear. I have no interest in seeing the Barbie movie. But go ahead, Joel.
Where was it? I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, I'm fine with whatever he wants. If he's gonna direct something, I want him to want to direct it.
Yeah.
And I personally don't know what he's like in terms of comic book characters, which one he'd like to tackle. Obviously, based on the genre he's been attached to recently, which has been horror or horror adjacent. You would think like Midnight Suns would be fun, or Doctor Strange.
What do you want to know? Why I said Midnight Suns out of anything?
What?
Once this man said he wanted to bring to life gargoyles, it let me know what headspace he was in.
Oh, well, and
if he would do gargoyles, that's 100% the mind you want to do Midnight Suns. So that's why I said Midnight Suns, because I'm like, he wanted to do gargoyles.
I'm very excited for gargoyles, and that's gonna be a series, right? So, well, I can't wait. But when it comes to Marvel movies, I don't know. I mean, I'm very open-minded when it comes to good directors. It's if he actually goes through with it, because now he's so high profile, you got to fucking lock him in like hard. Like, oh, you're mine now. You're part of us. You're part of our club. And he's probably at a point where he can make whatever the fuck he wants, without having so many restrictions. Where it's like it's probably hard to get him now. He's like he's at a point where I can do what I want with my own production company, or I can play in your sandbox. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. Like when you get to a point where I could just make my movies without having to ask with permission, or I could just play nice. You know what I mean?
Right. And he has no need to play nice. It's not like a Marvel movie is going to get you an Oscar, right?
Well, I mean, it's
like,
so yeah,
for costume design, maybe.
That's it. That's all we get, right?
That's usually what happens. Unfortunately, that's what we're stuck with. But Yeah, I'm open to anything. Would I be open to X-Men? I mean, that's not a bad one either.
That's a good one.
Especially if I'm thinking about stuff that is coming. Would you be interested in doing like a cosmic movie, something in space? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I hope DC don't snatch him.
What happened?
Supernatural.
Yeah, he probably is more. He'll probably
just leave Dark.
Which one?
Yeah, I can tell you this: DC has more characters I could see up Jordan Peele's alley than Marvel. But I don't think there's a bidding war. I think if Jordan Peele met with Marvel, I think it's like Joel said. I think it was Jordan Peele maybe scratching an itch he had. I think it was him reaching out to Kevin, not Kevin reaching out to Jordan Peele.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, Kevin's probably reaching out to everybody. That's good.
I'm just saying, to me, I have to imagine if you're Kevin, you would have reached out to Jordan Peele forever ago. Like, what about now? I feel like now, because think about it. We've not heard about anything Jordan Peele's working on, right? We have no idea about anything he's working on. He might have freed himself up with the idea, I'd love to maybe do this, right? And then he maybe called Kevin and was like, Kevin, you guys doing this? Sign me up. I might want to do that. I tell you what, if Jordan Peele walks that Hall H stage for San Diego Comic-Con for any announcement from Marvel, it's gonna shut that Saturday down, bro. It's gonna be a crazy Saturday, Sunday. Crazy.
I mean, I'm very much looking forward to Saturday, regardless. But that would be nice.
It'd be nice.
It'd be great.
It'd be great. It'd be nice.
I don't know. I'm down with whatever he wants to do. If it works out. If not, fuck it. With so many other directors. But
yeah, I mean,
it'd be fun. I mean, Jordan Peele is fun because it's a fun director. So I'm down for whatever he wants to do.
Any thoughts on if he could do Blade, depending on if they're rewrites or if
I'd rather not worry about getting a new director for Blade. I just want to get Blade done.
I'm going to be honest with you, RJ. I'm starting to put Blade in the same category as The Crow. Like, that movie just won't let it live. Like, just do it. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's not hard. Man kills vampires for a living. Why is this so difficult? You know what I'm saying?
Because he's in the MCU.
You think it's what?
Because he's in
the MCU.
Apparently, that makes things very difficult. But RJ, is there anything you'd like to see Jordan do?
I like the idea of X-Men. Midnight Suns I like. I mean, I agree 100% with Joel. I mean, if there's something that he wants to do, I like the way that, his movies come. Something that might work with X-Men is like his, Get Out dealt with a lot of, systemic racism and aspects like that. And that could come over with like mutants versus, non-mutants when it comes to X-Men, which could be a very interesting take if he highlighted that aspect of it.
Could you picture how angry this world would be if he was hired to direct X-Men and they made Charles and Eric Black? Oh,
I just thought about Keke Palmer.
So happy.
You said what? Now I start thinking about Keke Palmer now. Yeah, X-Men.
Let me put it like this: X-Men. If you think they're going to do the X-Men and there's not going to be some race swapping, you're out your mind.
Oh, there will be, but it will only matter. It will only matter. I'm telling you, it'll only matter for three characters: Wolverine, Charles, and Eric. You make either one of them black, let alone all three, the world will burn. You make Scott black, no one's gonna go. No.
Instead of the Holocaust, it's gonna be slavery.
Look different.
Yeah, right. I mean, not slavery, but the 60s. You could do the 60s. Where
that's my problem with the X-Men is going to be you might have
to do some
backgrounds, especially Magneto. Like, he would not, unless you say he ages slowly, there's no way that would make sense.
I mean, his electromagnetic field could make him age slowly. I mean, but let's also say this.
That's what I mean. Like,
I swear to God, every iteration of Magneto without a helmet has white hair. That white could very much be gray. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. Magneto could be 26 or 92. I don't know.
Could be just genetic hair color.
Yeah, no, I believe it is, but I'm saying it being white.
We're not worried about the hair color, even though I swear that if it would have killed Fassbender to get some white hair. No, it wouldn't. But no.
Just get him a wig.
No,
hold on.
He looked younger in the last movie. It was insane.
I will say that to think that that's an issue we have when we had a whole Mystique that refused to be blue, it's hilarious. Like,
Look, that's why I was rooting for her to die. I was like, yes. I got rid of her.
She was just like, blue? I don't want to do that. It's like, but that's who the character is.
I was like, why
that's
sign
not who
up?
I'm
Why
about to
sign
be.
up?
You think I want to sit in the makeup chair all day for this character? Hell
Yeah, she's
no.
like, fuck that. Let me just be me. It's like, but that's not your
I gotta
power.
go to the Hunger Games later. I'm on the same lot. I can't get in and out of blue.
That's got to be a bitch. I agree with that, but
not at the money
Was
you're
it
being
during the
paid.
same
Are you
time?
fucking serious? You tell me I got to
Yes,
sit in a
ma'am.
makeup chair for 30 hours and get paid millions? I'd do it. I'd do it right now. Are you serious?
Blue with
I'd be doing it
paste.
as I'm podcasting.
if I had the body, paste me up.
Exactly. Are you serious?
Paste
People,
me up.
it's fucking rich people problems. I don't want to sit in this chair for 4 hours. Like, well, I don't want to go to a 9 and 5. Fuck you. Anyway.
Look me up when you're done. Thank you very much.
Yeah, our last two topics. Let's get this out. Trevon, here we go. Big Little Lies, season 3 is officially in the works. Quote, we are moving fast and furious. Leanne is delivering the book. We are in good shape, says Nicole Kidman. I'm very excited about this. I love, I'm sorry, did I say Pretty Little Liars?
No, you
I
said
don't
Big
know. I know
Little
what you
Lies.
said.
Oh, I said Big Little? Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
you
Big
said
Little
right.
You
Lies.
probably read my mind because I didn't like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, no, I watched Big Little Lies. I just wanted to make sure I didn't watch Pretty Little Lies, so I would have
did.
confused myself. Wait, one of them shows I didn't watch, but this I'm very excited for. It is a crazy show. It is very
It
crazy.
is.
But in
So
the
good.
reasons why Trevon would like it, it is very much
What?
toxic. It's a very
Toxicity.
toxic show. Very toxic show. It has all kinds of bittering, arguing, grudges, sprinkle a little bit of murder in there. It's
Pettiness.
all the pettiness. Pettiness is from the jump. They're rich.
No,
so,
it's
yeah, it's always
screaming.
pettiness.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this. I mean, this show, the last season was what, like 5 years ago? It felt like forever ago,
It
right?
does feel like forever ago. Yeah.
Like forever ago. It seemed like at the moment HBO was very much not interested in moving forward in it. It just stopped. You would hear things every few years like they might be doing it, and now it seems like they're closer to it than they were before. Trevon, your thoughts?
I'm very excited for this. They should have kept going when it was still, hot at the time. I'm excited. I'm excited they're saying it's actually moving forward now. This it was just such a messy, fun. It just I just love it. Love the mess. It was just so messy. Like I love this. Like oh my god, it was so good. Yeah, bring more.
I feel so bad for laughing because it's all the shit I liked about it too. I can't even hold it.
It's so messy.
Like
So bad. It's like oh my god, I feel so bad for you, but wow, this is good. You acted your ass off. Do that.
It was great. I will tell you, I thought it was some of the best acting I ever seen Reese Witherspoon do. I can tell you that. Wholeheartedly. I thought she was phenomenal in this show. Nicole Kidman is just Nicole Kidman. But I really did love the show. And that was honestly the first time I saw Kravitz, Zoe Kravitz was that show. And I definitely thought it was definitely some racist mindsets behind what they were doing with her character. That's for sure. Do better, HBO. But anyway,
she got her looks back.
she did. She definitely did. RJ, Joel, are you guys familiar with this show at all?
Part of it.
I
You said it
tried to
was
watch the
discussed,
first
Joel. Let's move past
episode.
Joel.
I couldn't get
Sarah.
5 minutes in for some reason. I was going to ask a quick question for the panel.
Mhm.
Mostly, Trevon and Juwaan, since Joel has not seen this show.
Yeah.
If I was going to watch one of these shows next, which would you recommend? Shogun or Big Little Lies?
Oh, Shogun. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Shogun. Sorry. It's not
Shogun.
even close. Shogun. Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Trevon,
This
do you
is
agree?
phenomenal on a different
They're
level.
both messy. So I mean they are. Those that like Shogun not messy. The Shogun
It
is
is
messy.
messy. It is messy. It
Both
is
are
messy.
messy. You want women leading or men leading? That's pretty much. I don't know. I don't
Did you
know.
say woman leading?
Yeah, like
A woman leads Shogun. What are you talking about?
not like
Yes.
Eventually. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, from the jump, Trevon.
Nah, the way she nah.
All right.
No.
Okay. Well, RJ, time will tell for you, but definitely
Listen,
go watch Shogun.
All right, Shogun will be the one that I'll start it tomorrow.
At first, they do Shogun. Yeah.
Shogun.
Big Little Lies, you could definitely check out. I tell you what, if you want to even wait till maybe this gets confirmed that they're doing season 3, and then just binge watch it right before season 3, you could do that. Excuse me, but Shogun is definitely something you should check out because we definitely know that they're moving forward with a new season of Shogun.
Right.
All right.
So you don't want to learn about season 1 as season 2 gets announced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Sounds like a
definitely
plan.
check that out.
Yeah, Shogun's great. Yeah.
Last thing here, and we're getting out of here. Sean Levy is in early talks to direct the next Avengers film. Apparently, production starts in 2025. May feature over 60 MCU characters. And apparently, Marvel is still looking at other directors until Sean accepts the job. I think I had one more thing here. Yes. So the ensemble cast, it'll be an ensemble cast instead of a few leading characters. Potential characters, Thor, Loki, Hulk, Doctor Strange, Nebula, and Shang-Chi. Michael Waldron has turned in the latest script. The main villain is still unknown. And yeah, I already said.
Hold on, Michael Waldron's doing it?
Yeah.
Did he watch all the other stuff?
Trevon, enough.
Just saying.
Just
enough.
enough.
Just make sure.
Enough.
Make sure. I need him to be very clear on the whole universe.
Look, Trevon, I agree with you. I did not enjoy the decisions they made in Multiverse of Madness, but we're past it. Okay, we're past, and they did your girl justice.
They did, but still, I didn't like that comment. I was like, "Sir, I believe you know all the intricacies."
I mean, hey, I tell you what. If a teacher ever told me I didn't have to do homework, guess what I'm not doing? Homework. All right,
it's optional.
So, you give me a way out. I'm hey, shit, I ain't doing it.
Say, can I watch that Avengers movie without seeing everything else? Hell no. Get out my face. No.
Anyway, I'm excited about this news. Apparently, if Sean Levy if they're looking for Sean Levy to do it, they are truly blown away by Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Which makes me even more excited about that movie, and I didn't think there were any levels that can go higher. The possible characters or what? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is gonna sound crazy, but I don't mean it the way I'm about to say it. I really don't care about any details of this movie. I just really don't. It's an Avengers movie. I expect to see some form of Avengers in it. So great. I just need to know, who are we fighting? Why are we fighting? And if you're telling me that the villain is still unknown, once you answer that, I'm already good to go with this movie. But once you give me that, I'm like, yeah, all right, that's really all I need. Who are we fighting? Why are we fighting? I'm good. So for me, I don't really need icing on top of the cake. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trevon.
Okay, so yeah, it's an Avengers movie. Of course, I'm going to see it multiple times, I'm sure. But it's just to be a petty thought in my head. Like you just said, this makes you more excited for Wolverine. What if they just put that information out there just to get people? Like, I mean, people are already excited for Wolverine, sure. You know, I'm doing Wolverine. What if they just throw that in right now? Like,
that's not a smart move because the general audience does not keep up with deadline reports. I can tell you that right now. The general audience has no idea right now that this is a report that's out there. They have no idea. Not even. And it doesn't do anything for us. We were already going to go see it. So, like, this doesn't make me...
I'm not talking about us.
Yeah, no, the general audience, I can almost guarantee you they have no idea that this is even being said right now. They have no idea. They're going to go see it because it says Avengers. They're going to go see it, you know? So, no, I don't think you needed to really kind of enhance it at all. People are going to go see this Deadpool and Wolverine movie. I mean, did you not hear the money that they made with the ticket sales already? They fucking went bananas. Like Joel was saying, our one showing was gone. Right when Joel was getting
every time, though.
You said what?
Well, they said it every time.
Yeah, but the difference is unlike television, with movies, you can look up actual box office and see, did they make, like, if they tell you they did $3 billion in ticket sales, but when the movie comes out, it only makes $100 million. Yeah, they lie. But if it comes out and the box office matches what they said their ticket sales were, yeah, add it up. So yeah. Joel,
are they going to change the title?
Oh, say it again.
Are they gonna change the title of like the?
They already
Kang
changed
Dynasty?
the title. They took down Kang's Dynasty. It's not Kang's
Okay.
Dynasty anymore. Yeah.
Okay. IMDb hasn't changed that yet.
Oh, only because they probably haven't changed it because they have not changed the name yet. So for them, they're like, till you change the name, it's still that.
It's the place.
It'll probably stay that way till the summer. Then
Right.
We'll finally get that. We're gonna name
because Kevin will announce what the name is next month, and then we'll know the name, the villain, and he'll probably announce Sean as the director.
Okay.
So we'll know all those details, but no, it's not. Because here's how you know it's not going to be called Kang's Dynasty. Besides them saying it, they're telling you they don't know who the villain's going to be. So you can't name it Kang's Dynasty and then it's like Dr. Doom is the villain. Like, what is that? So
this might actually, like, if he does get announced at San Comic-Con, considering Deadpool comes out 2 days before that, that actually would be really cool. Like if it's amazing and then you announce him,
makes people even more excited, right? And to know that apparently it ends with something that ties us into the Avengers movies. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be a nice hand-in-hand kind of thing there if they do that. Joel, just 2 questions for you. Your thoughts on the possibility of Sean being a director, and what do you think will be the, let's say, core 5 Avengers we'll be getting in this movie?
Which core 5 Avengers will be at?
Mm-hmm.
No,
just 5. Just 5.
I mean, that's easy. After 5 where things get complicated.
So they get murky?
Yeah. I can give you at least 5. Maybe. Well, Sean, I don't know yet because I haven't seen Deadpool Wolverine. I like to believe that if they're considering him, that means they really like what they've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And they expect it to be well received, and then they feel like he can handle a big movie because Deadpool Wolverine's big, but it's not going to be Avengers big.
No,
I don't know.
Wait, I will say this:
60 characters thing that seems extreme, especially if I don't believe this next. I don't know if there's like splitting Secret Wars into 2 parts. If this next Avengers movie is going to be more of a bridge instead of like what it was supposed to be, like the lead into Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
This will be more. This new Avengers movie might be more of a, well, let's reassemble the team before we just have it. Before we have an Avengers level threat again. It could be one of those things. What were you gonna ask me?
No, I was saying, think about it. The director for Shang-Chi got an Avengers movie with just doing Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
So, like, their bar's not high.
Right. I mean, make money for us if you obviously can handle it.
Right, and you're in.
Big heads. That's all that matters at this point, right?
And we heard the rumors that Ryan might be doing this Secret Wars movie, right? So it's like, I think they might be more interested in hiring from within than the going out. Going out might be more expensive than just hiring from within.
Well, yeah, it's also trust. The people that the people you trust now. You're going to give your big tentpole movies to people that more so than people you don't. Like, we've heard different names attached to different versions. We'll get there, DJV. But like, I do believe Sean Levy's a good. I like him, but again, I don't know much of his work aside from TV stuff. So.
I really like the movie he did with Ryan Reynolds.
I never saw it.
You never saw it on Netflix?
No, I never saw it. I know you're talking about
it. It was so good, man. It was a heart tugger. It was so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It seems like a good dude. So if that's what they decided, I'm fine with that. Whatever. When it comes to who's in it, I mean, they pretty much told us who's going to be in it by the movies they keep bringing out, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure Captain America is going to be in the movie. Mm-hmm. Sam Wilson, Captain America. I expect Thor. If you're going to do an Avengers movie without Thor, it's just weird not having Thor. You have to have Thor still alive. It's Hulk, Bruce Banner,
Thor and alive. Baby Thor.
And Love will show up, probably, sure. But I'm not really worried about her. I'm worried about Thor. Hulk, who was a son now too. So it's like oh, there's Hulk and Scar. You still have War Machine is back. He's got to figure out what the fuck's going on in his life. You got that character. And then you got Ant-Man and the Wasp, even though Evangeline Lilly just said she retired from acting. So it's like maybe she doesn't come back, but at least Scott will.
Do you know what I found was hilarious? Do you know how much of a I don't care Kevin probably went through? Like, his assistant probably called and said, "Did you just hear? Evangeline Lilly said she's retiring." And he's just like, "Oh, okay, cool. Scott, can you come here for a second?" Yeah, do me a favor. There's no more Wasp. It's like, wait, what? No more Wasp.
It's just Ant-Man again.
It's his daughter and Ant-Man now.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and
You know what?
scratch
Let's make her Wasp. Perfect.
We're gonna combine Wasp and what she just did in the last movie. So we're kind of making them. It's Stature and Wasp, but we're gonna figure out a way to combine.
Yeah, we're gonna just call her Wasp, and we're just gonna she'll mix it together. And Hope is now retired, and it's just focus on the business side of things. While Scott and his daughter they run around like superheroes.
You said what, Trevon?
Hope died.
Why?
She gotta die.
What is your obsession with killing heroes off? Like, I don't understand.
Why does she have to die? Jesus.
He said, RJ, so what you'll learn anytime you podcast with us is that Trevon has a bet going on in his head. He tries to figure out how many heroes he can kill off in each movie. I can tell you, he's not been right once. So,
I should have been.
Hey,
you were not.
You might be right in Venom if anti-villains or anti-heroes.
I can tell you, Trevon was one of 3 people, RJ, that went into Guardians just like half the cast will die. And we were just like, no. He went in Doctor Strange, thinking Doctor Strange would die. Yeah. He tries to kill off heroes in every movie. He's like,
did you just
10. It made sense.
It didn't make sense for Doctor Strange's second movie for him to die in it. What was you gonna do after that?
Not bad.
But then why kill him? Just don't kill him.
Trevon got the biggest high off of Infinity War, watching all those heroes.
He did.
He's just trying to get back to that.
No,
he is the new normal.
He is Thanos. He's like,
that's all. Yeah. It was so funny watching people gas. Everybody's gasping. I'm like, oh please, y'all, please.
He's coming back.
Those are definitely all like one of those like no way they killed him off. They just introduced that character.
Yeah, they definitely said in our screen and they were like, hell no, they didn't kill Black Panther that quick. It's like, sit down, relax.
They killed all the new characters.
At the end of Logan, Trayvon's like, he'll be back.
I know he will. Look, RJ, it only took him how many years to actually be right?
You were right in your prediction, yeah.
Javon's the long game. But, yes, so I agree, Joel, with your Avengers. Shang-Chi has to be in there.
Yeah, but I'm talking about sure bets. Like,
sure.
I'm not even,
he should be a sure bet based off of how his movie
I have no doubt that him and Shuri and Captain Marvel. You said 5.
There we go. Finally, you mentioned her. There she is. There you go. That's all
I'm just saying those are obvious ones, but I'm saying
love how Trevon said it like we forgot about Captain Marvel.
I was
one of my top 5 I was thinking of.
I was like,
you also have to think about Marvel. This. Wait, Trevon, I want you to remember that, and I'm not. Let me be clear. I'm not saying it's thinking she won't be in this very next Avengers movie, but think about it. If the villain is Kang or Doom, you kind of don't want to rush like your OP heroes into facing those villains, right? Because then you got to do one or two things. You either got to power down Doom or Kang. Power up Doom or Kang, or power down Carol Danvers to where she's essentially just there.
Don't
Doom
have magic?
You don't want to do that. Yes. Yeah. But Trevon, she's easily the strongest Avenger, and we're talking about Thor still is breathing. So I'm like, it's kind of
there's one easy solution: power them down. Crazy.
No, absolutely not.
Bam!
Yeah, I knew Trevon wouldn't want that. That's why I was trying to help you.
There's another solution. Kill him off.
Yeah, there you go. Carol Danvers dies. That way you don't need to power her down.
That was my solution to die. I'll just kill her. She's die now. It's too powerful.
That's fine. Just as I said, that road grab onto her. Yeah.
RJ, what are your thoughts on Sean possibly getting the job for the next Avengers?
I think it's a good fit. I mean, I like your big brain, galaxy brain connection of Marvel must really like, Deadpool Wolverine. And I'm very, very hyped for that one as well. But like, he's done a lot of successful comedies before, and I think you need some levity with some of these Marvel movies. The action's going to be good. Everything's going to be in play. It's whether or not, for me, a lot of the times does the comedy hit, and I like a lot of his prior films like Date Night. That's one of the classics for me.
I love it. Yeah, I'm with you there.
I'm happy with it.
That's good.
Yeah, Date Night was good. I mean, what was the Free Guy he did with Ryan Reynolds recently? That was fun.
That was great. Yeah, I forgot it was good.
I mean, he did Arrival, which is a very Oscar-nominated film. So there's a lot of versatility with his what he's done historically. So I'm completely fine with this selection.
And you want to know how you can tell Sean is definitely in the running for this next Avengers movie? Go look up any time he's done press for Deadpool and Wolverine. What's the one thing he keeps saying? I'm learning, guys. I can't say too much. I gotta relax on what I say. What does that sound like? That sounds like someone in training for more Marvel movies. He's trying to learn now. Let me stop.
What they should have told Tom Holland.
I'm going to be honest with you. When you look back at Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo running their mouth, it's like when they said it in the moment, you were kind of just like, oh, man, keep your mouth shut. But you didn't really get it until you saw it. Like when Mark Ruffalo goes, yeah, everyone dies. You're just like, okay. Then you see the movie and you're like, oh, shit, he was serious. Like, oh, my God.
Wasn't he live in the premiere one time?
You said, didn't he what?
Wasn't he like live on Instagram at a premiere one time? That was funny.
Yeah, no, sounds like him. Tom Holland doing the reveal of
I wasn't there for that stunt. I love that one where Zendaya is saying, oh, she had to fall off the scaffolding, and Tom Holland's like, oh, yeah, I saw that. Obviously, I wasn't filming it.
right.
And
that was when everyone was starting to put the pieces together, like, this fucker just...
His soul leaves his body. He's like, what did I just do? I'm going to... Evan's going to kill me.
I keep watching.
They did play into it, though, like with the poster that time. That was funny.
Okay. Yeah, Tom. Look, at this point, Tom has learned not to spoil things. That's why he hasn't. Bro, they gave him a babysitter because they didn't trust this guy. They were like, Benedict, follow him now. Muzzle him. He's saying too much. But no, I think we can all agree that Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be great. Sean's going to do an amazing job. Sean has in Hollywood already done amazing things. I hope he does get this Avengers job, and I hope he goes on to do really great things with it. And I can't wait till next month. RJ, will definitely have you back when we do our San Diego Comic-Con Hall H live stream. We'll have you there for that so we can break down the news together. That'd be fun.
Yeah, no, thank you guys so much for having me. It was an absolute blast.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm glad you definitely came.
Thank you.
This was a lot of fun. And look, I'm already, trust me, I'm going to tell Joel to let you know, I'm already plotting out when I'm going to have you defend The Dark Knight Rises. I mean, it's it's you versus
just let me know. So. Listen, I will come to play. I'll rewatch all the Batman trilogy and I'll go over what I like and don't like about it.
I hope you're ready.
Because I hate to say it.
If you can, I don't want you to do it now, so hold on to it. But if you can defend,
I need more ammo.
Batman retiring and giving it to a guy he's never trained, I am ready.
Oh, the ending? Okay. Listen, Batman has a broken back. I have a broken back. Like, sometimes you just got to hang the cape up. I empathize with that, all right?
That man let half of Gotham blow up and then it just was like, all right, y'all, I'm out.
Like, no, I'm too old for this shit.
That man was Batman.
I'm like walking with a cane. Like, I almost died in a nuclear blast. Like, dude, like, I want to live. I'm into Anne Hathaway.
RJ, do you know what the real Batman calls everything you just named? A Tuesday. Like, Batman don't retire. Batman is just like, okay, cool. What's next? I'll get a new back. I'll buy a new back. Who cares?
Joel, one of our inside gags at the office is I'll be like, okay, Joel, this person versus Batman, who wins? And he's like, Batman with time. With time, Batman always wins.
You know what's funny about Batman fans and the idea of Batman with time? Depending on the Batman fan you ask, their time limits are always different, right? Like, some of it's 5 minutes. Some will be like, all right, realistically, like 30 minutes, bro. Let's be realistic. Like, It's an alien that shoots red lasers out of its eye. Give him 30
He needs
minutes.
at least 15. Yeah.
Right? We start the meet in the
15 to
middle.
an
It's like, all
hour.
right, 15 good, 15
With a
good.
surprise attack, no one sneaks up. I'm Batman.
It just does not happen. But,
I'm like, but what if he's like, no, Batman with time.
Yeah, with time. Every time. I'm asked that all the time. Batman and Darkseid. I'm like, Batman, just give him time. Just give him time.
The only humans to ever outrun the Omega beams. Come on, man.
And that came with time.
Yeah, like he's better move it.
But no, again, we definitely want to thank you, RJ, for coming out, sharing your time with this man. This was a great, fun episode. You are now part of the unhealthy and unstable family. We will definitely have you back. Clearly, we just talked about you defending.
Well, thank you guys again so much. It was a blast.
Absolutely.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Trevon, you need to work on watching Hostel. Joel, you need to work on watching Big Little Lies. All right? Yes. Yes.
We'll see.
Thank you.
Just watch it.
And RJ, I need you to just rewatch The Batman with Robert Pattinson. So
I'll also do Shogun.
Okay? And Shogun, yeah.
Watch Shogun.
Get a taste of good Batman movies and then watch Shogun.
Well, do you prefer Batman and BVS where he's like just throwing thugs into a trash compactor and blowing up the trash compactor?
I do.
I'm gonna tell you why I didn't. I'm gonna tell you why I didn't, RJ. Even that Batman was talking about retirement. I'm like, we just got you. we just got you. He's like,
now that one have done it for a long time now. They explain that.
Trevon, but we didn't see it.
I'm just saying.
We just visually got Batman, and he. Time out, Trevon.
Yeah.
This is what you need to understand.
The story.
When BVS came out, it was Batman coming out of retirement. It's like, wait, what? Who's been watching Gotham this whole time? Like, there's clearly a Joker and Harley, right?
I'm saying, but
like,
I'm just
what is happening?
There was a reason for it. It was a story behind it. It wasn't just
Trayvon, it could be the greatest reason ever. It was our first time seeing Batman, right? And he's already coming out of retirement. Then his very next movie talking about going back into retirement.
It's not like he's
the golden rule is show, don't tell. We should see him do things.
Thank you. We should see it. Don't tell us.
I'm saying, but it's a justified reason to retire. I get it.
My only issue with the justified reason is it's the first movie with Batman in it of this universe. You're telling me that he's been Batman for 20 years? He got white streaks already? That means he was planning on killing this motherfucker as soon as he introduced him. I'm like,
and Trayvon, you know what I think you're forgetting? I think this is what you're forgetting. All the great Batman stories are in those fucking 20 years. So what good stories were we about to get from a solo Batman movie?
And by doing that, he eliminated the whole family. Because it was
the entire family.
It was like,
and then Trevon, the very next movie we see him, you know what he says to Alfred? I'm thinking about retiring. Bitch, you just unretired. How the fuck are you going to go right back? Like, what are we doing?
And we already know what the plan was for that Batman.
Right, they were going to kill him. Right. It's fucking insanity. Oh, I hated that so much. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are great. DJV, you're always amazing.
Yes. Shout out to DJV.
Absolutely. You were great. There was somebody named Nerd with the Tech that was in the comments also. They just putting in crazy comments. We can ignore that. Actually, Trayvon, do me a favor, ban that Nerd with the Tech person, please. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. We appreciate and love you guys so much. Next week we should be able to review Bad Boys for you guys. I think me, Trayvon, and Joel are going to go see it this weekend.
Yep.
We can definitely let you guys know our thoughts on it. Wait, that Batman was Mayweather of Batman. DJV, all right, you need to stop with the comments. You're too much. You're too much. But no, we really do appreciate you guys. If you guys could just do us a favor, make sure you are following us, liking the videos we put out. Please comment. You guys have any thoughts on anything we talked about? Do you guys love The Dark Knight Rises? Let us know. Do you guys think Trayvon should direct a witch movie? Let us know, right? These are answers we need answered, right? These are questions we need answered. So let us know you guys' thoughts in the comments. Follow, like, subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace.
Pretty sure.